Good morning, everybody. Hey, what's up, Oni? Your body's ready for today's stream? Well, good. I'm glad you have prepared it. Because you need to be ready for this. So, Bitcoin had quite the run-up yesterday. Hey, what's up, Pro Tool? Good morning. Let me refresh this skin weird pointer. Yeah, since 24th, we're all the way up over 85 on Bitfinex. Hey, what's up, Will? And BitMEX, yeah, hit 85 on the dot. Yeah, Bitfinex hasn't really been in control of things. It's just been BitMEX that's been running the show. Do you have AXP half sell? What? Expire. Due to AXP token replacement with our XPR token, you will need to withdraw your XP tokens from decentralized exchanges for the 22nd of July to receive new AXPR tokens. Alright. They're doing a token swap as well. Good to know, good to know. Bought more Bitcoin yesterday thinking this is it, we were going to the moon. Yeah, see, I was a little wary of yesterday because I knew today would happen. We're in retracement / consolidation now. We can read about that in a little while after the news. So yeah, we had that nice run up yesterday, which if you look at like let's look at 1 hour candles. July 24, just pure green day, really. From 77 to 85. And there's just too much too soon. Now we're in consolidation / retracement. So today, tomorrow, those are the buy days. Silly boy, don't buy over 8K. Why? Why wouldn't you buy over 8K? When we're going to be pressing towards 9K soon. Market's gone full on bull, brother. We'll stay above 8. We'll stay above 8. So that's why I say today and tomorrow are probably your buy days. We're staying around 82 today. Maybe we'll see 81-ish. We got down to 81.60 on Bitfinex, but BitMEX bounced off of 81.90. Not shorting, I'm in for the long haul, dude. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, what's the difference between a couple $100 here or there? When Bitcoin, when you know Bitcoin's going crazy. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably see 80-100, maybe. You say 7, 8? Nah, I don't think we'll get that. I think 8K is gonna hold. But we'll see. We shall see. No one knows, really. What do you think about hacking? I don't think I've looked at that one in a while. Hacking. This pump seems identical to the one in May. Yeah. And if you look at that one, let's look at coin market cap. Bitcoin. Zoom in here. So you're thinking this late May one here? It was, I mean, it's pretty sideways. Steps up, little retracement, step up, little retracement, step up. You're talking about that right there. It is similar to that. I think you're right. It's like late May, early June. But you know, that didn't have crazy jumps up like we're seeing now. Like that was just this one from 71 to 75. That was a nice jump. And down to 73, up to 75 again. Never got over 77 though. Look at like April's bull run. Got down to 67 and then 99 at the peak. One that peaked at 10K. Yeah, this one in April. Yeah, it does kind of look similar, I guess. There were some consolidation days here. I mean, it's hard to say at this point. But yeah, that'll be the real test, is if we can break above 10K this time. And I mean, if we're doing this identically, you know that buying it, you know, low 8s is probably a good plan for when we test again at 10K. Is this the time we break above 10? And I've been saying that all week. Like if we can break through the, you know, the resistances along the way, the psychological resistances at 8K, 9K, to test 10K again. Once we press through 10K, that's when the real FOMO will happen. And then that previous barrier of 12K that we hit in February, that mid-February bull run here, where we double topped. You know, we hit 6K. Pretty much like almost every day was green after February 6th to February 20. There was a little bit that dip here from 8, you know. We hit 9K, barrier, dipped down back to 8K, but then after that it was just like straight shot up all the way to 12K. Didn't quite make it there, bounced off, got down back down to 9.5, tried again, and then ultimately that's when went back into the full-on bear market. So these psychological barriers at these nice round numbers of, you know, 8K, 9K, 10K. I feel like 8,600 will be the next big resistance that we need to break through. The 200-day MA, which is at like 8,650 or something like that. And then this, like, you know, the nice round numbers, 9K, and then we'll have to see where the next resistance is within the 9Ks, the 9,000s, to push on through 10K. But 10K will be a nice resistance to push through. But I think once we push through 10K, like, it's gonna be a straight shot to 12. And if we push through 12, then man, FOMO will be on too. But let's look at the latest TA. See if Mr. Amkar Godbowl agrees. Bitcoin's price has seen a $350 drop this morning from Tuesday's 2-month highs and may be headed for a short-term correction, technical charts suggest. As of writing, the leading cryptocurrency is trading at 82.20 on Bitfinex, down 3.5% from the high of 85.07 reached yesterday. Today's dip is not surprising and could be extended further as BTC's 40% rally from the 7-month low of 57.55 reached on June 24 is still looking overstretched, as per the RSI. The short duration charts have also aligned in favor of a deeper correction. However, the bullish reversal has likely revved up investor interest, and bargain hunters who missed out on lower prices prior to the rally could step in to prevent significant losses. And that's kind of how I feel too. Is like these nice bull runs get people excited, and people start depositing money. You see money flowing back in. Remind me to look at Hacking after this, but you know, BTC dominance is up over 47%. Global market is on the rise. We hit 302 at one point, you know, during the run up yesterday. But now we've retraced a little bit, but you know, money's flowing back in, and people get excited when Bitcoin's going up. So hourly chart. The 50-hour, 100-hour, and 200-hour moving averages are trending north and are located one above the other, indicating the path of least resistance is to the upside. Consequently, these MAs could be the area of interest of the bargain hunter. As of writing, the 50-hour MA is located at 8,023. Meanwhile, the 100-hour MA, currently located at 7736, almost coincides with the rising trend line. Thus, dip demand could be strong around that level. On the daily, the rising bullish 5-day MA and 10-day MA are located at 78.30 and 75.38 respectively. 100-day MA, which acted as a stiff resistance last week, is seen offering strong support at 76.12. Clearly, the area between 78.30 and 75.30 is packed with key moving average lines and could act as a strong support zone. So yeah, if we do retrace back down, that's, you know, we got strong support there. Hey, what's up, Future Wolf? I'm thinking 8,000 is gonna hold though. Like I said, I feel like he mentioned in this sentence here, like investor interest and bargain hunters who missed out on lower prices could rally. Prior to the rally, could step in and prevent significant losses. So I'm thinking that psychological resistance of 8,000 is going to hold, but you know, we'll see. Maybe we will get back down to like 78 to test that support. There will be, you know, this is like retracement days now. We push new highs, new short-term highs. I don't see it dropping until the decision comes out on ETF. But that's the thing, and like I read this on Twitter. I shared it. I retweeted it on my Twitter. Actually, let's look at that. It's worth noting. It kills me to tweet about SEC rulemaking procedures, but given the confusion on crypto Twitter today, it feels necessary. TLDR, the SEC can and probably will delay its decision on the VanEck SolidX commodity-backed Bitcoin ETF until February 21st, 2019. Because they can. And, you know, there was some confusion yesterday. Like, some ETFs got delayed, and people thought it was this one, that was August 10th one, when it was really the ones from January that got delayed again. Because if the government can delay things to provide more time to make decisions, they absolutely will. They're never going to make a decision right away. So I think people who are optimistic for August 10th, you know, like I've been saying too, like it's probably going to get delayed at least till September, if not longer. I didn't know you could delay it this long, but this thread really highlighted how much they can actually delay it. Just bought 1500 hack, and I think it's a good project. Very little supply. There are many crypto who use their services. I think Ven and S&M is one of them. Total supply 5.6 million. Cool. Yeah, we can take a look after we look at latest Bitcoin news. Some background. Unlike other types of funds, like mutual funds, closed-end funds, etc., the federal securities laws did not originally provide for ETFs. As a result, ETFs have to obtain an individualized exemptive order from the SEC before going to market. The timing of the ETF approval process follows a standard formula. The ETF files a proposed rule change with the SEC. The SEC posts notice of the filing in the Federal Register and solicits comments, and the SEC has 45 days from the posting to approve or deny the ETF. Except the SEC doesn't have to decide within 45 days. It can extend the deadline up to 3 times, 45 more days if a longer period is appropriate, 90 more days for the ETF to address grounds for disapproval, and 60 more days if, again, a longer period is appropriate. This means the real deadline for the SEC to approve or deny an ETF is 240 days after it files notice in the Federal Register. 45 plus 45 plus 90 plus 60. Yet because of how the law works, the SEC can't just set a 240-day deadline from the jump. It has to do the extensions one at a time. And they do those at each deadline. So expect August 10th that they'll extend it 45 days. And then end of September, they'll extend it another 45 days. Today, the SEC extended its deadline to approve or deny the Direction futures-backed Bitcoin ETF by 60 days. The new deadline is September 21st. This is the third and final extension allowed by law. 15 USC, all those 78S, whatever, in case you were wondering. CoinDesk reported notably none of the ETF proposals being postponed are from VanEck and SolidX, but this isn't notable at all. The deadline to approve or deny the Direction ETF was July 23rd. As explained, the SEC waits until the deadline before issuing another extension. The SEC wasn't making a decision about all the pending Bitcoin ETFs today. It was just handling the next step in the process for the Direction ETF. It had absolutely no reason or justification to address the VanEck SolidX ETF. The fact it didn't do so is meaningless. The SEC's timing on the Direction ETF is totally standard. Notice originally posted on January 24. First extension issued on March 1st, approximately 45 days later. Second extension issued on April 23rd, 45 days later. and third extension issued on July 24, 90 days later. So the standard timing for the VanEck Solid X ETF would be, notice was originally posted on June 26. First extension expected August 10, 45 days later. Second extension expected September 24, 45 days later. And third extension expected December 23rd, 90 days later. And 60 days to December 23rd. And you get a final deadline of February 21st, 2019. This could move forward or back by a few days, e.g. because December 23 is a Sunday and the SEC may be closed on December 24, 25th too. But late February is the most likely target for a decision. I understand if hopium has you thinking, okay, but just because the SEC can delay doesn't mean it will. Sure, that's fine in theory, but I can't imagine the SEC will approve the first ever Bitcoin ETF without taking all the time allowed by law. Sorry, get ready to wait. Correction on the timeline. The final deadline should be March 4, 2019. Notice was published on July 2, not June 26. Adjusting for weekend deadlines, which carry over to Mondays, you end up on March 4. Amount of time lawyers spend calculating deadlines may surprise you. So yeah, March 4. Expect that to be the final date for this hyped ETF decision, which is crazy. And yeah, like you said, like they're going to use all the time they can. It's the first Bitcoin ETF. They're going to use it the maximum amount of time they can. VeChain mainnet swap is done. Can trade it again starting today. Yeah, it's trading on Binance. Why? Because if any news comes up, they like to see how the market plays out. They like to see if any news comes up, any big events. If they make a decision and then something major happens afterwards when they could have taken more time, they look like fools. So they're going to absolutely extend it out as long as the letter of the law will let them, just to account for anything that could come up along the way. So yeah, Bet is trading, yay! Yeah, at 261 satoshis, 2 cents, which is up. Ven is trading at what? Is it even listed here anymore? Where's VeChain? There it is, number 19. So it's $1.96, and so you divide that by 100, so that's $1.96. It'd be 1.9 cents. And VET is trading at 2 cents, so that's up today. It just looks weird because Binance lists it super high, and then the market corrects. So yeah, that's exciting. VET's back in the game. It's already being bot traded because it's super high supply again, even more so than before. A lot of the alts are green today, which is good to see. IOST up 30%, Zen up 18, Link up 17, Quark Chain up 13, WePower up 12, Elf up 9, BNB's up 9. I've been kind of looking like BNB may be the metric to go by for alt cycles. We look at hour candles. What is this song? I haven't heard this. Skip. I don't like it. Guy screaming in my ears. But yeah, so everything's been going down, 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 and BNB hit a looks like a double bottom here, and then took off yesterday, late last night. But that's the timing coincides with like literally everything else taking off too. Quark Chain kind of started running up there. WePower a little earlier, I guess. KMD, yep, like right at the same exact time. Huge green candle. What's some other bigger ones? Elf, that's been running up for a little bit. Zill, yep, same time as BNB. Pundi, same time as BNB. Pivx, same time as BNB. Let's find go by volume. Ether. Nah, not much movement there. EOS? That's not up much. That started pumping a little earlier, but there was a lot of green movement at the same time BNB started pumping. So yeah, I think BNB is a good metric for altcoins. So this is when all the altcoins started pumping, when BNB started going up the first time. Then it double bottomed and then really took off. And that's when all the alts that are green really took off today. ETC has been struggling. Oh yeah, dude. The Coinbase hype has worn off. It's just been since 10 days ago. Just falling off a cliff. But I mean, the same can be said for a lot of alts. ETH fell off a cliff 10 days ago. Bitcoin just took the reins like a little over 2 weeks ago. XLM. Yeah, how was XLM doing today? Oops. No slash in there. Same time BNB started pumping. Oh, that's a 1 day, sorry. 15 minute. Yeah, same time BNB started pumping. That's on the way up again. So yeah. Bitcoin is retracing. Alts are moving up, which is to be expected, that are playing catch up when Bitcoin goes down and consolidates, goes sideways. Alts can play catch up. As this article says, daily trading volume of the crypto market has increased from around 9 billion to 19 billion within a period of 2 weeks by more than twofold. And yeah, if we go to this chart, yeah, volume's definitely picking up. You know, this is last week, this is this week, and it's easily double on average. So that's good. Getting some volume back in the markets. Bitcoin has remained relatively stable in the 8,200 region after reaching a monthly peak at 8,500, according to a slight drop from its high point. Volume of Bitcoin against the US dollar in stablecoins like Tether has increased by nearly fourfold since early July. And the global Bitcoin volume has increased by exactly twofold since last week. There you go. As the price of Bitcoin slightly dropped against the US dollar in the past 12 hours, tokens including ELF, BlueZell, QuarkChain, and WePower have increased by 10 to 20% against Bitcoin, showing a revival in terms of momentum and volume. ELF, which has been one of the best performing tokens against Bitcoin and the US dollar throughout 2018, recorded a 20% increase in value from 0.00075 BTC to 0.0000090. What? It's so hard to say these denominations. I think they missed some zeros here. QuarkChain, which plunged in value upon its listing on Binance in June, also recorded a strong 16% increase in value. Initially, the short-term rally of Bitcoin had minimal impact on alternative cryptocurrencies and tokens, demonstrating the elimination of correlation between the rest of the crypto market and digital assets. The rally of Bitcoin and the struggle of tokens has also signified the reluctance of investors in the crypto market to take additional risk in a highly volatile period. As Bitcoin started to demonstrate more momentum and strength, however, investors have become more comfortable investing in tokens that are a high-risk but high-return investment, showing confidence in the short-term trend of the cryptocurrency market. And I think that's true too. Like, I think people can get into random tokens during bear and bull runs in hopes that it's going to give them more value towards buying Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin consolidates, that's the time people get out into the tokens, and hopefully once Bitcoin starts moving again, they can get back into Bitcoin, having more buying power for Satoshis. So that's why you get in these short Bitcoin altcoin cycles. But for the last 2 weeks, pretty much, we've been in a Bitcoin cycle pretty solidly. So it's good to see some green of the alts today. Factors behind the price surge of Bitcoin. The sudden surge in the volume of Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market can be attributed to two major factors. Unwillingness of bears to sell in the 6,000 region and increasing speculation around Bitcoin ETFs. Yeah, I think we've got that on lock. Bitcoin gains. BitMEX trades record 1 million XBT in 24 hours. Just saw this headline and just wanted to highlight that. Traded close to 1 million XBT in the last 24 hours, worth more than $8 billion, an industry record, the company noted in a tweet. Holding a large bag of key, wrecked. Yeah. Had a stop loss, canceled it like a dummy. Ah, dude, that sucks. That sucks. Gotta keep those stop losses in. Platform which offers a variety of contracts, including perpetual contracts and contracts of fixed date.
I just don't want Joey to be in first.
Fair enough. Thanks for the tip, Carl. You are now in first. Hot summer trading. Yeah, that was pretty much it. All I wanted to cover was that. Volume is crazy on BitMEX. This was another interesting take on why we're in this rally. Bitcoin price rally was due to Chinese currency devaluation, says expert. Clem Chambers is confident that an influx of Chinese money into the market caused the recent Bitcoin price rally. The ADVFN CEO believes that the present economic tussle between the United States and China will cause the top-ranked cryptocurrency to become the safest bet for wealthy investors to hedge any fallout from the trade war. Oh my gosh. If that sentence doesn't make you extremely bullish and excited, I don't know what does. I've been saying this for a while, like, because of the trade war, because of stock market, flying high and making investors nervous. I've been saying I hope, this is the hopium speaking, that people see Bitcoin as digital gold. If they do, even if there is a recession, congratulations, all of you here will be recession safe. If people see Bitcoin as digital gold, like, we're going to make out like bandits. No joke. And like, even if that doesn't happen, if it's a possibility, the potential upside for if that plays out way outweighs the downside. You throw a few $100 into Bitcoin, whatever's like nothing crazy for you. If this plays out that way, that few $100 is going to turn into so much more. Yeah, that would be nice. Millennials won't invest in gold. They'll invest in BTC. You can get the best of both worlds and buy some gold-backed tokens. That's my plan. Like, gold's looking ripe for buying right now. And I want to buy some gold-backed tokens. Like Digix. What was the other one that Major was talking about the other way? He mentioned, I think it was in Twitch chat, actually. I was going to look into it and I totally forgot to. Anyway. You get the best of both worlds by getting your Bitcoins and your gold tokens. Millennials won't invest in anything because they are too worried about their man bun being aligned straight on their head. I don't know. I feel like there's huge potential for a very big redistribution of wealth here. People who believe in the dollar are going to be so butthurt if things play out the way we're expecting it to. Millennials take a lot of heat. And yeah, and I don't like it either. Like, there's some fuzzy lines when it comes to generation labeling. And I fall in this gap that is known as the Oregon Trail generation, I think. It's like a small gap between millennials and Gen Xers. Is it Gen Yers? Gen Yers. Because I've been a Gen Xer, I've been a Gen Yer, I've been a millennial. Like, people just fudge those lines and relabel however they want. I subscribe to the Oregon Trail generation, though. I think that's totally accurate. I'm an elder millennial. I think I'm a millennial at the moment. Carl, you got a man bun going? You're 84. I'm an 84 baby as well. Yeah, I'm an elder millennial, but I read this article about the Oregon Trail generation. Have you read this? Xennials. That's kind of what it's. Oregon Trail generation or Xennials. Zennials, also known as the Oregon Trail generation. Generation Catalano. I haven't heard of that. Neologistic term used to describe people born during the Generation X millennial cusp years, typically from the late 70s to early 80s. People who identify with Xennials, Oregon Trail generation, or Generation Catalano do so because they do not feel they fit within typical definitions of Gen X or millennials. And that's totally me. Like I've got qualities of both. Working on growing it out so I can man bun it up. Do it, man. Want to see it. If you were in grade school and played Oregon Trail, you qualify. Exactly. That's why it's got that label. You played Oregon Trail in grade school, you're in that generation. When I tie up my bun up, I don't care too much if it's centered. Yeah, man. Doesn't matter. Put it however you want. I would also like to call it the beeper generation. Oh, there you go. That'd be a good label too. Like, parents gave their kids beepers. Someone here has a man bun. Big Ween needs to apologize. Hey, I got nothing against man buns. A good buddy of mine who's my age has a man bun. Got nothing against it. They're all the rage right now. You know, it is a great way. If you got male pattern baldness going on, it's a great way to cover it up, I'll tell you. You've seen those tutorial vids on YouTube? You grow out the sides real long. Like, it looks really crazy while you're growing it out, and it sucks. There's a gap there where you look stupid for a while. You have to get creative of what to do while you're growing it out. But then you can just take it all, cover up the bald spot, man bun. You're in fashion, cover up the bald spot, good to go. Didn't say it was a bad thing. If I wasn't 300 pounds, I would rock a man bun. But that's a skinny guy hairdo. It's true. Skinny guys would pull it off. Ain't no life, go vape your avocado. Oh, awesome. All right. Influx of Chinese money. So I'm going to read that sentence again just because, like Carl said, it makes me kind of wet. The ADVFN CEO believes that the present economic tussle between the United States and China will cause the top-ranked cryptocurrency to become the safest bet for wealthy investors to hedge any fallout from the trade war. I get tinglies. Influx of Chinese money caused Bitcoin price to surge. According to Chambers, the explanations offered thus far by analysts and experts to explain the current BTC price trend aren't accurate. The ADVFN chief doesn't agree with the notions that short squeeze, sudden fear of missing out syndrome, or any of the other reasons flying around the news are the real triggers for the price push. Instead, Chambers identifies the situation in China as the real catalyst for the BTC price surge. Writing for Forbes, Chambers said, however, what caused the sudden unexplained spike is now clear to me. It is the Chinese devaluation. And we saw that against the euro devaluation, right? When Italy had the government stuff happen, euro dropped 5%, Bitcoin went green that day. Amidst a bear market, Bitcoin went way green that one day. So yeah, it is the Chinese devaluation. When fiat currencies devalue, when there's major market happenings, we've been seeing the correlation that Bitcoin goes green on those days. I can believe we're over 8K. We're moving on up. Yeah, dude. We're gotta clip those man bun baldness facts. Do it. Yeah, we're in a retracement / consolidation right now, but these are buy days right now. I think today, tomorrow, probably Friday, we're gonna be consolidating, and these are the buy days before we move up again. What do you think we'll move by the end of the year? I mean, it just all depends. Like, we're reading about this right now about the Chinese devaluation. Like, there are major things happening in the global market right now that could make the price of Bitcoin just go absolutely insane still this year. You know, sky's the limit, really. But I still have confidence that we're going to see new all-time highs before the end of the year. Just because there's so much going on in the economy globally. It could possibly make BTC go crazy. But yeah, once we cross those big thresholds, 10K, 12K. Like, I think if we cross 10K, like, we're going to shoot straight to 12K. We'll retest 12K. We'll probably bounce off it again and test it again. And then if we break through it again, like, FOMO will be on. Like, after 12K, it's going to be like a straight shot to 20K, I think. Yeah, so we still got some major thresholds to pass. But I'm still pretty confident. Market's gone full on bull. And then Pop will have a new pair of shoes, baby. Oh yeah. So is the Chinese devaluation the insider reaction to imminent, planned, significant, and perhaps rolling Chinese currency devaluation that set off this rally? It was a group of insiders buying Bitcoin for Chinese yuan before the devaluation that took place 2 days later struck. This devaluation process has been going on for weeks, but it accelerated last week. Frantic dumping of Chinese fiat currency in the wake of reports of an impending currency devaluation flooded the Bitcoin market with a ton of buy orders. Predictably, the market responded to the increased demand by skyrocketing. Many of these wealthy Chinese probably didn't care if they were paying a premium for Bitcoin as long as they could hedge their wealth against the coming currency devaluation. U.S.-China trade war will establish Bitcoin as the new gold. Oh my gosh! I can only get so erect. I mean, come on. With the current standoff between the United States and China and the latter's decision to devalue its currency, Chambers expects BTC to become the de facto haven for wealthy individuals. The ADVFN CEO believes Bitcoin is more convenient for people in comparison with gold. Chambers believes that if the status quo vis-a-vis the trade disputes continues, BTC would be well on its way to knock gold off its perch, saying, if the trade wars go into meltdown, then Bitcoin will moon. He even said moon, because huge amounts of Chinese currency will be swapped for BTC as the yuan-denominated super rich move to be hedged from the wealth privations of devaluation. Bitcoin, not gold, is and will be the asset they will run to first. This guy, I love this man. I love this guy. What's his name? I need to memorize it. Clem Chambers, ADVFN CEO. This guy knows what's up. Had to clip that for my girlfriend. All right. Hey, I got nothing against man buns. A good buddy of mine who's my age has a man bun. Got nothing against it. They're all the rage right now. You know, it is a great way. If you got male pattern baldness going on, it's a great way to cover it up, I'll tell you. You seen those tutorial vids on YouTube? You grow out the sides real long. Like, it looks really crazy while you're growing it out, and it sucks. Awesome. Good clip. Trying to shill the heck out of BTC. Fashion advice from Matt. You know, I try to keep it real. I got the stylish haircut, you know. I mean, it was in style like 2 years ago. I don't know if it's still in style. Call it the high fade, the Cristiano Ronaldo. Try to keep in with the kids. Cristiano's up there with me though. He's pretty close to my age. My 8-year-old and 6-year-old have the same haircut as you, so I think it's still in style. All right, there you go. Like I said, I'm in this space for the fashion. I really like this hairstyle. I like it too. It's nice and light. I got really thick hair, so nice and light for the summer. But yeah, Pro Tool, like on that note, I don't play Dark Souls for the challenge. I play it for the fashion. Fashion Souls. That's what it's all about. Based on Chambers' analysis, it seems the current price rally will last for a little while unless a catastrophic market event like a high-profile hack occurs. Do you agree with Chambers' reason for the BTC price surge? I mean, I like that. I like that because that tells us that people are seeing Bitcoin as digital gold as we've been stating for months, so impending trade wars, threatening to devalue fiat currencies, stock market teetering on the precipice of a collapse, kicking off the possible 7-year recession. And like, that's bad news for everyone in the world. Let's get that straight. Like, the US economy holds up a lot of markets. So if we go down, we take a lot of people with us. So BTC just fell under 8100. I think we can go to 7800 again and then bounce. Oh no, dude. BitMEX holding 81. We didn't go under. BitMEX is the one to watch. It did just dip, but 8100 held. Bitfinex doesn't even really matter. Honestly, BitMEX is the one to watch. It's at 8100 now, but BitMEX is the one. It bounced off of 81. So, we're fine. And honestly, I think 8K will hold anyway. I think what was it, on the 1 hour, the 50 hour MA was at like 8,050, so that should be good support there in the just above 8,000. We'll see if that holds. And I expected this, honestly. Like, we're gonna be consolidating, retracing a little bit. So I think we're all right. We drop below 8. Then yeah, probably 78 again. I wouldn't be selling just yet though. I put your stops in at like 8K, just under 8K probably. Because if we go below that psychological threshold, we'll probably go down to 78. If you're a day trader, if that's your thing. Asset manager Bitwise files for a top 10 cryptocurrency exchange traded fund, another ETF. Bitwise, a prominent cryptocurrency index fund, has filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to offer a cryptocurrency-based exchange-traded fund. Man, they're just getting flooded with ETF proposals. In a press release issued on July 24th, the company stated that they intend to create an ETF called Bitwise Hold 10 Cryptocurrency Index Fund. Like they got hold in there, which will be tied to the 10 largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. The index is going to capture about 80% of the total market cap of the cryptocurrency market. Bitwise said that they would use a 5-year diluted market cap and take several parameters into consideration for eligibility, keeping continuously changing supply, liquidity, trade volume, concentration, and custody limitations in mind. The proposal is not yet in effect and would have to be approved by the SEC to be available for trading on traditional stock markets. Bitwise has launched the private Hold 10 Index Fund back in November 2017. The fund is open for accredited investors and offers weekly liquidity. The proposed publicly offered ETF would track the same index as the private fund. As CCN reported earlier, cryptocurrency-backed ETFs have gained significant momentum in the last 1 year. Yeah, we've read about all those. So another one to throw on the pile. Bitcoin mining giant Bitmain eyes $1 billion pre-IPO financing. Woo! Already the world's most valuable cryptocurrency company, Chinese Bitcoin mining hardware manufacturer Bitmain is reportedly enticing investors toward a new $1 billion financing round ahead of its anticipated public listing in Hong Kong. According to regional news resource, how do you say that? Taoxiao? Bitmain is looking at a new round of financing, its biggest yet, near the end of July that would see firm valued just a peg below semiconductor giant AMD with a current market cap of $15.5 billion. Notably, the funding round is valuing Bitmain at $14 billion pre-investment, a 16.5% increase from the company's $12 billion valuation just last month after it closed a $400 million financing round. Altogether, Bitmain could be valued at $15 billion before the end of July, if it completes its reported 9-figure funding round in the coming days. That's insane. I don't get it, so people buy ETF, but how does the money flow into crypto since they are not buying actual Bitcoins? Well, they are. It's just spread evenly across the top 10 coins, and then like it's just managed by that company. Like what was it, Bitgrill? Who was that? Bitwise. So Bitwise just says you don't have to manage anything. If you just want to invest in the space, we have this index fund you can buy into, especially when it becomes an ETF, then it becomes more accessible to more people. So yeah, like the everyday investor who has money doesn't necessarily want to spend their entire life looking at the markets, but if they feel that the cryptocurrency market is worth investing in, they can say, hey, here's an index fund I can just put my money at. They buy the ETF that tracks crypto. I mean, it's the same as like buying into an index. Money goes to the ETF, but it still is going to go into the cryptocurrencies themselves because that company will buy on behalf of their customer. So they put money in. It's an index fund. It spreads evenly across all those cryptos. So it's money in the market. ETF is just the next barrier to make things more official, more regulated, more secure. But it's still money in the market. Founded, yeah, we know the reason. We know all that. Anyway, so Bitmain is increasing in value. Binance native token BNB flies 10% as PundiX adds to its point of sale. Hey, what's up, Sean? How's it going today, man? Binance Coin, the token of the world's leading cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, will now be available on PundiX point of sale terminal for consumers to buy goods in shops around the world where XPOS is installed. As the news of an agreement between the Binance and PundiX reached the street on BNB Coin, the BNB coin jumped to over 10% as investors shared the excitement. The same impact was seen in the PundiX as it too spike of around 15% in trades. So more utility for BNB. PundiX has launched its POS, the point of sale system, with an aim to empower blockchain developers and token holders to sell cryptocurrency and services at any physical store in the world, hence making cryptocurrency accessible to everyone. It also has built-in capabilities of accepting payments from traditional mobile wallets as well, including Alipay, the Bitcoin wallet, and more, making it hassle for the store to what? This is such broken English in this article. For the store to install it, as a customer now pays with crypto or fiats from the same machine. Additionally, PundiX POS device has an easy-to-use and hassle-free interface and helps the store owners to facilitate transactions, including buying and selling BTC, ETH, NPXS, ZEM, XLM, QTUM, ACT, and now BNB. Apart from accepting payments and buying and selling cryptocurrencies, the device also has checkout menu to complete the transactions with cryptocurrencies. Membership, order, and inventory management are all integrated here. Yeah, seriously, that device that they're sending out for free to retailers in Southeast Asia to start is amazing. And I'm regretting not buying Pundi when it first came out. How's that doing today? It said it's up. NPXS. Yeah, it's been down. So, might be a great time to buy. So, I see this going places. Binance's new coin vote going on. A couple of them are pumping while everything else is dumping. Oh, is that why? Binance.com/vote. Libra Credit, Locktrip, Mithril. Oh man, Mithril's up again. NKN and Polymath. Ooh. NKM commanding lead to start. So how is Poly doing? Up 14%. I like to see that. I got me some Poly. And Mithril's just been doing crazy good lately. 39% this week. 135% from 30 days ago. Man, if you bought that dip on Mithril, you're feeling pretty good. It's like the social networking coin. NKN and Polymath, yeah. So NKN, let's look at that. NKN. That is up 38% today. Damn. Look at that. Just because it's winning the vote. And that doesn't even close till 4 days from now. I have written the announce, therefore it's bad English. Dyslexia. The announcement of what? Where were we at? So yeah, BNB getting added to Pundi's point of sale device. Great news. That's why it's pumping today. Japanese crypto exchanges push for limit on margin trading borrowing. Another reason to get bullish. The biggest market in terms of volume, Japan, says they want more. They want more. There was an article yesterday that said Bitcoin bounces above 8,400, but it's still worth 200 billion, less than its record high. Can't find it anymore. I hate the negativity. It's like, yeah, it's up, but it's still horribly down. Oh yeah, media will always spin stuff however they see fit. The AMTV guy called a 1000x on NKN a couple weeks ago. That's a big call. Holy crap, seriously. I guess we'll see. I mean, if it wins the Binance vote, then sure. Oh, it was on CCN. They removed it. A self-regulatory organization formed by cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan is proposing a limit on how much investors can borrow when margin trading. According to a report from GG Press on Tuesday, the Japan Virtual Currency Exchange Association has suggested domestic trading platforms enforce a restriction that investors can only borrow up to 4 times their deposit. They said the proposed plan aims to protect domestic investors because there are currently no market rules governing the upper limit of how much cryptocurrency investors can borrow in margin trading. According to statistics released by Japan's market watchdog, the Financial Services Agency, in April, there were around 142,000 crypto traders focused on derivatives in 2017, comprising a small fraction of the total 3 million traders in Japan. However, over 80% of the entire cryptocurrency trading volume in the country in 2017 came from derivatives trading, which recorded $543 billion last year. More than 90% of that was from margin traders, formed by Japanese crypto exchanges in a response to a heist on the CoinCheck platform this year. So they're trying to cap it, actually. So that's... Oh, I thought the headline was a little misleading. I misread that. They pushed for a limit on margin trading. I thought they were saying they wanted to push the limit on margin trading. So yeah, right now there is no limit. It's up to the exchanges. They want to do a 4x only, which would definitely stifle volume there. The way they spin that is insane. I know. Crime in America is down, but the total amount of crime is up 1,000% from the 1900s. Like they want clicks from people who are looking for FUD and people looking for hope. Yeah. Well, I mean, they tailor it. They have a certain demo, and they know that people who are negative click things more. Maybe, like, I mean, they have all sorts of metrics, but they'll spin a headline in any way they can to get clicks. And that's why you really gotta shop around when it comes to reliable news sources. And that's why I try to like read from several different sources every day, because, you know, like I tend towards CoinDesk and CCN, but even then they've had sensationalist headlines and they have an agenda, and they've almost become like too big in the space. Like they're the go-to sources these days, so they're trying to push an agenda. And you know, they have a lot of good articles still, but you got to be a little wary going to one news source for everything. So I try to get a varied, like if I see an article on CCN that looks good, like a good headline, I'll try to find it on other sources too, just to verify the information. That way, you know, it's good. But even then, like we've seen stuff like one place will blog about it, and then it just gets reblogged everywhere. No one fact checks. They just assume that the original did their research, and then the next day I'll be like, nah, that was totally false. Spread a bunch of hype or a bunch of FUD, and it was totally false. And everyone has to do a retractment, which that's hit or miss too. So definitely got to be careful. I mean, it's not even crypto news. Like the fake news cycle has been going rampant for the last however long. There's finally been a semi crackdown on it on like Facebook and other sites trying to stop it, but can you really? I mean, if people are going to blog and people are clicking links, which is what drives revenue, can you stop fake news? It's the same thing with like microtransactions and all this small payments, like in apps. We hate them. They suck, but they're money makers. People vote with their wallets, so they're not going to go away. Coinbase announces new e-gift card, allowing users to spend cryptos with Nike, Tesco, Uber, and more. This is pretty big news, I think. Earlier today, Coinbase announced that its customers will now be able to spend their crypto balance on e-gift cards. The introduction of this service allows direct withdrawals to e-gift cards. Good news for Coinbase users as the trading platform launches a new use for cryptocurrency balances on the exchange. Talking on the platform's Medium page earlier today, Zishan Feroz, the exchange's UK CEO, wrote that customers of Coinbase in selected regions will now be able to spend their cryptocurrency balances on e-gift cards. The new service will begin operation today, July 25th. Feroz highlighted that the new service launch pegs the exchange platform as the first platform to allow its customers to make withdrawals directly into e-gift cards. Is that true? Pretty sure Gift. Is that around for still? G-Y-F-T. Pretty sure this was the first to do it. Bitcoin. Steps to pay with Bitcoin. See, I always saw it like this was the way you would want to go. If you were looking to like launder your money, like use services like Gift and buy gift cards with your Bitcoin. I mean, you can buy an Amazon gift card. It's as good as cash. So while this is a good step, Coinbase is not the first. I think this is in UK only because it's, Exchange UK CEO announced it. Partnership with WeGift. According to Feroz, the trading platform attaches importance to improving customer experience by making crypto transactions easier for its customers. Introduction of this new use is just one of the company's various efforts to achieve this. And on this note, I wish they advertised their Shift card more, because that's pretty amazing. Because, like, yes, this is nice being able to buy gift cards with your crypto, but you could just get a Shift card and have a crypto credit card that's backed by your Coinbase account. Like, I got mine, and it's amazing. You can set the daily limits on it. You can use it anywhere. MasterCard and Visa is accepted. Bam. Good to go. New use for the cryptocurrency is born out of a team up with WeGift. The result of the partnership is that customers will now be able to put their crypto into good use with different retailers such as Ticketmaster, Nike, Uber, Tesco, among other prominent ones. If you're giving money to Ticketmaster, you need to stop. Straight up. I cannot wait until some blockchain project comes along. I mean, we've already seen some, quite honestly, but man, this is ripe for disruption. I hope Ticketmaster dies a horrible death. They are the worst. And blockchain can save us from them. They are the worst middleman in history. Well, maybe not the worst, but they're up there. Their fees, price gouging is the worst. And using identity on the blockchain, tying a digital asset such as a concert ticket to an identity and still have the opportunity to trade it and sell it on the open market to another identity for verification will completely cut out Ticketmaster. And if they don't adopt it and get on board, they're going to die. And I can't wait. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. For utilizing the new service, there will be no Coinbase withdrawal fee charged on customers' accounts. And that's awesome. That's true of the Shift card too. There's no Coinbase fees for withdrawals there. So they're just, I guess they didn't get the Shift card in the UK, so now they're doing another route with gift cards, maybe? Is that? I don't know. So we do have the Shift card in the US. In addition to the zero charge transaction, customers will also be eligible for various bonuses on certain e-gifts. The new service aims to enhance customer flexibility and control over the use of their virtual currencies. I hate sub feeds too. I wish crypto would take over. I know, yeah. And like StubHub was a godsend in the beginning, right? Like, because Ticketmaster was a nightmare. You go on StubHub, find tickets way cheaper. But yeah, now their fees have gone insane too. Because they know they can. They're like, look at this margin between like us and Ticketmaster. We could totally gouge prices too. So StubHub is no better. But you can't blame them. I mean, people are paying it, so it's just they're a third-party service, a middleman that needs to be eliminated because blockchain can do that. Peer-to-peer is the name of the game in blockchain. Peer-to-peer marketplaces don't need middlemen anymore. Future expansion. Presently, the service can only be enjoyed by customers in the UK, Australia, Spain, France, and the Netherlands and Italy. Subsequently, the platform will consider expansion of this service into more countries. Customers with a Coinbase account can make their first e-gift card purchase here. If you do not have an account, you can find the instructions here. So yeah, I guess if you're in any of those countries, you can buy gift cards with your Coinbase account. It's good news. Get some use out of your crypto. Not bad, not bad. Coin Insider had a nice headline that I saw, caught my eye. 5 of the biggest venture capital firms investing in blockchain. Venture capital firms aren't well known for their business with blockchain, but this is slowly changing with more and more firms looking into investing in blockchain-related funds. In this, we explore 5 of the notable VC firms who are diving into the world of cryptocurrency. Worth a read just to see what's going on in the VC world with crypto. Venture capital firms have not been as quick as other organizations to sink their funds into cryptocurrency, and the move into the virtual market has been a slow and cautious one. This is only natural as the cryptocurrency market is known for risks involved, volatility in prices, as well as the innovative nature, and has thus given a reason for firms to be shy to invest and offer customer services surrounded in the new industry. BlockTix looks like it's trying to do the event ticket thing. Bye-bye Ticketmaster. Yeah, that was one of them. And just tokenization of assets in general. Any platform, any project that's going to create a marketplace for tokenizing digital assets such as tickets and other things that can be digitized. Totally going to eliminate all of that. Hey, what's up, CJ? How's it going today, man? Now, however, the market is a little more known and aspects are a little more established, and few by few VC firms have been trickling into the world of cryptocurrency. That's a lie. There are a slew of venture cap that invest in crypto startup. I don't think it's a lie, but yeah, maybe. Well, let's read the rest. Let's see what they have to say. There are a lot of VCs who are investing in the space, but I think they invest more in single projects / companies that are developing blockchain tech. Maybe that they're eliminating those from, I don't know. Let's read what they're saying. Maybe they're trying to say like they're just buying into like crypto, like Bitcoin and whatnot. I don't know. Now, however, the market is a little more known and aspects are a little more established, and few by few VC firms have been trickling into the world of cryptocurrency. In this, we'll explore 5 of the biggest VC firms who are interested in the blockchain, listing their Crunchbase rank, listed investments, and leading investments, and whether the firm has any exit strategies planned. RRE Ventures, CB rank 4725. RRE Ventures is a firm based in New York which takes a specialized approach towards investment in cryptocurrency and aims to invest in companies which deal with private information technology with a focus on internet tech, software, communications, and economics. Yeah, so I mean, that's what VCs do. They invest in companies, so I guess they're just looking more and more at crypto space. And I mean, this is one of the bigger ones. Since the company was established in 1994, it has raised, through various stages of funding, an impressive figure of over 1.5 billion USD. The company claims on its website to believe in unique ideas, and so they partner with extraordinary teams and commit to supporting great companies as they develop and grow. Included in those companies that are supported, we see names like Ripple and BitPay as the clients for the firm. RRE Ventures currently has 425 investments with 108 leads and 72 exit strategies planned in total. Yeah, I feel like Ripple itself is a better investment than XRP. Ripple, the company. And anyone who has a law background or a finance background always asks me about Ripple XRP, and like they're always like, oh man, XRP is the future, yada yada. And I'm like, have you done any research? Because I feel like Ripple, the company, is probably worth investing in, but not so much XRP right now. Hey, what up, Dan? Made some extra money from Bitcoin. Nice, man. How's that doing lately? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How's BTC doing? I haven't looked at it in a while. Oh, wow. Jeez. What happened with Vertcoin? Up 48% today. 49%. Up 70% from 30 days ago. Jeez. What is going on with VTC? Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah. That just like took off today. Been down, 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 down. And then boom. Thought Bitcoin was dead. Seriously. Apparently not. She took off. Back to the article. RRE Ventures currently has 425 investments with 108 leads and 72 exit strategies planned in total. Benbushi Capital. CB rank 1375. This firm is the first China-based venture capital that invests exclusively in companies which are operating in blockchain technology. Benbushi was founded in 2015, and the company immediately set to work to establish itself and its goal, claiming its mission on its website as an organization to accelerate the inevitable future of blockchain economy by supporting as many companies as possible. Companies or clients associated with blockchain, which are supported by the VC, are Symbiont, Circle, Hashed Health, and the prominent privacy coin Zcash. Benbushi also has some notable names on its team of advisors, with Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin taking a role in the company, which was general manager before he stepped down from the position, and bringing a wealth of knowledge and credibility to the team. Cryptocurrency Fund holds a $50 million USD price tag, and the focus of the capital is towards blockchain-based companies through initial coin offering investments and offering to invest in companies in their seed rounds. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, I gotta respond to that later at some point. Yeah, looks like Vertcoin is back from the dead. The cryptocurrency fund holds a $50 million USD price tag, and the focus of the capital is towards blockchain-based companies through ICO investments and an offering to invest in companies in their seed rounds. The firm currently has 17 investments with 2 leads and have no exit strategies listed for the fund. Pantera Capital, CB rank 66. In 2014, a year after the firm was established after an early stage and seed round investing, Pantera Capital announced that it was placing a focus on blockchain and cryptocurrency transactions. That same year, the firm also made its new partnership with Fortress Investment Group, Benchmark, and Ribbit Capital public knowledge, and moved into focusing on Bitcoin transactions in a new fund called Pantera Bitcoin Partners. The firm has also claimed investments in BitPesa, Zappo, and Bitstamp in its portfolio. Since then, the firm only looks at offering services related to ventures, tokens, blockchain projects, cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency assets. Regarding Pantera Bitcoin Partners, the firm's CEO Dan Moorhead said at the time that they believe Bitcoin is at an inflection point, making it the right time for a transition to more institutional management. Pantera Capital currently has 41 investments with 13 leads and have only 4 exit strategies planned. Blockchain Capital. San Francisco firm was established and launched in 2013 and bags itself the title of the first VC firm which is focused on cryptocurrency. It is a firm which endeavors to invest in entrepreneurs and startups who are looking to build up and promote the blockchain industry. Blockchain Capital also bags another first in its field as the first fund which offered to accept capital calls in Bitcoin. Company is headed by brothers Brad and Bart Stevens, who have experience in internet security and cryptography and financial technology development, respectively. Brad has worked with Credit Suisse and Fidelity, while Bart has E-Trade and Silicon Valley hedge funding experience under his belt. Together, the two have managed to gain the business of Coinbase, BitAccess, Blockstream, Shapeshift, and Singularity in Blockchain Capital's fund. Blockchain Capital currently has 66 investments with 3 leads, and they have only 4 exit strategies planned. Man, Dent's going crazy right now. Getting tons of notifications. Heading up, heading back down. It's bot traded like crazy. Huge jumps in volume though. Andreessen Horowitz, CB rank 49. Founded by prominent venture capitalists Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, this firm has had good roots from the beginning, with the two having invested millions into startups before the firm's launch, gaining credibility, experience, and funds, which could then be plugged into Andreessen Horowitz. The firm had an initial capital of $300 million USD and has been making a name for itself since 2009. It quickly climbed the ladder to grab the number 1 spot of the investor ranks listed firms in 2011, and around the same time had managed to acquire $1.2 billion USD in 2 funds. American-based firm is making its name now in the cryptocurrency and blockchain economy, and the firm has seen to the investment of blockchain-based companies Dfinity Network, MakerDAO, and DYDX. Andreessen Horowitz currently has a whopping 572 investments with 178 leads and have 91 exit strategies planned for the fund as a just-in-case. Jeez. So yeah, lots of backing in the blockchain world. Andreessen Horowitz is going hard, man. 572 investments. They're spread pretty thin. New deal with Transfer2 brings Stellar to over 70 countries. Transfer2, an international money transfer with presence and outstanding performance in more than 70 countries, has aired that it partnered with Stellar, a significant competitor to Ripple in cross-border money transfer. Partnership, in a statement by Transfer2, is purposely to brighten the way money is remitted across borders in the world. The deal, the statement maintained, is to give fintechs and partners who are under Stellar and Transfer2 the benefit that the new collaborations will birth. Stellar and Transfer2 are joining forces to make a trustworthy and seamless avenue where remittance would be made easily. The new technology to be provided by the two partners will be used in cross-border remittance by those who are affiliated to either of the two firms, bringing Stellar to over 70 countries where Transfer2 have loyal customers. The integration of Stellar and Transfer2 will enable a more seamless and efficient settlement method between the two partners' networks. The statement by Transfer2 has indicated. Ike Boon Tan, Chief Customer Officer at Transfer2, who spoke on the development, said, "We always aim to be at the forefront of the payments industry, and by partnering with Stellar, our goal is to trial the blockchain technology and scale our cross-border payment service to better serve our partners and reduce costs. This can enable our partners to better serve both the migrant workers sending money home and their families receiving it." What is this? Oh, that's the random thing that Ben has going on. Vet. In the same line, Lisa Nestor, Director of Partnerships at Stellar.org, hinted that Transfer2 is a leader and innovator in the remittance space and has extensive experience and reach in emerging markets. We're thrilled to be partnering with Transfer2 to offer an expanded network for our current and future partners, as well as continue to drive greater financial inclusion for the underbanked. So that's good news for Stellar. And that could be why it was pumping again today. Pretty big partnership, I'd say. Yeah, looks like that's when it was announced. Heading up again. Man, there's so many good articles to read today. The first auger assassination markets have arrived. Gotta say, this headline definitely caught my eye. Killed, not die, of natural causes or accidents. Pretty much everyone saw them coming, but it was no less disturbing when assassination markets actually began to appear on Augur a decentralized protocol for betting on the outcomes of real-world events, and that launched 2 weeks ago on Ethereum. The markets, which allow users to bet on the fates of prominent politicians, entrepreneurs, and celebrities, in some cases explicitly specify assassination as the quote above shows. CoinDesk is intentionally not providing links to these markets or naming the individuals concerned. In addition to targeting individuals, some markets offer bets on whether mass shootings and terrorist attacks with certain minimum number of casualties will occur. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is awful. Augur was created by the Forecast Foundation and funded through an ICO in 2015. It is an uncensorable platform where users can create prediction markets based on the outcome of any verifiable event, from World Cup games to elections to cryptocurrency prices to the weather. This seems really dangerous. Like, you could make a bet that a prominent politician will get murdered on these markets, and then if you are an assassin, make that same bet and then make it happen, right? Jeez. Augur became one of the most popular applications on Ethereum shortly after launch. At the time of writing, it has nearly $1.5 million staked on over 600 markets, according to Predictions.global, a site that displays data on Augur markets and has censored the assassination markets. It's uncensorable. That's the whole thing. Now you're censoring it. Since Augur consists of smart contracts on Ethereum, a blockchain network that is not controlled by any single party, users from around the world can place bets on its prediction markets without governments being able to stop them. This quality appears to gamblers in jurisdictions where sports betting isn't allowed, could also appeal to people who want to incentivize or simply purchase the assassination of a public figure. By creating a market for an assassination and placing a large no bet, actually selling shares in the outcome, an individual or group could, in effect, place a bounty on the targeted person. The would-be assassin could then place a bet on a yes, buy shares, and manipulate the outcome, to put it delicately. Yeah, that's what I just said. What's next? Long before the first assassination markets appeared, users on Augur community forums frequently discussed their eventual creation, as well as potential responses by the community and authorities. One response would be for Augur's reporters, the users designated by market creators to determine the outcome of the event being wagered on, to step in and quash the markets. The whole idea is supposed to be uncensorable, though. That would mean it's censored. The Augur reporter community has a powerful tool in their ability to mark a market as invalid, said Predictions.global co-founder Ryan Berkmans. Holders of Augur's reputation or rep token could dispute the decision to call these markets invalid. Berkmans continued. In other words, they could insist that the markets be settled. Users bet in and are paid out in Ether, not rep tokens. But ultimately, he added, reporters are incentivized to report in a way with which they expect the rep holding community will agree. In other words, it's up to token holders' consensus to decide whether taking out life insurance on other people is acceptable on Augur. That opens the possibility that Augur could fork into two platforms. One, call it Augur Dark, that tolerates assassination markets, and one that doesn't. The white paper describes the procedure for forking when rep holders cannot agree on how to report an event. Yeah, how long till Trump appears in there? I'm pretty sure he probably was one of the first to make an appearance in there. Judging by Reddit commentary, the consensus appears to be that incentivizing murder is 100% immoral. Then again, one user wrote, I think you're overestimating the number of people who would seriously put money down to see another person killed unless said person really did something nasty and wasn't going to be brought to justice otherwise. No control. Another potential route to shutting down the death markets appears to have closed. Augur's developers announced Monday night they had given up ownership over the escape hatch function, which would allow a designated party to shut the system down. If the Forecast Foundation is compromised by a state agency, Micah Zoltu, a developer working on the platform, remarked, the system can't be turned off. In other words, governments may not be able to threaten Augur's creators with prosecution in order to alter or shut the platform down. They could, of course, threaten them with prosecution anyway. The individuals facing the most immediate legal risks may be the users who created these assassination markets. Someone, according to a person with close knowledge of Augur, used a wallet funded through Binance in exchange to set one market up. Well, that was idiotic. If you did any type of KYC with Binance, then you're screwed. It can almost certainly be traced and identified, the person added. Real issue is someone putting 0.1 BTC for a joke, and then BTC hits $1 million. Yeah. There was a crowdfunded system like this before. Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely not the first. But Augur has now, like, created the easy opportunity. And I mean, that's what their shtick is. So, obviously, then people will do whatever the hell they can with it. What are the possibilities? Let's see. If it's possible, people will do it. What scams? Ethereum's vision for apps is only growing bolder. This is talking about those dApps again. Borderless, permissionless, and free from corrosion. That's the dream underlying Web 3.0, in which unstoppable, decentralized apps combine with Web 2.0 technology, eventually corroding the power structures that traditional infrastructures encode. But that vision hasn't come as fast as some expected or hoped. And moreover, some Ethereum applications seem to even be working against that rosy vision for the future. Yep, talking about FOMO 3D, proof of work against 3D. I don't think we need to read this again. I was hoping it would add something to the discussion, but Larry Kiermack, an analyst, described the situation on Sunday as depressing. Legitimate use cases like decentralized exchanges and prediction markets are not gaining any traction, while scams and useless games are thriving. But that's, I mean, like, people love to gamble, and when people see things like FOMO 3D as like potential huge returns, when it's really just gambling, people are gonna jump at it. And still, what proved to be Ethereum's killer use case across the past 2 years, culminating a total of nearly $20 billion, the initial coin offering, or ICO, also left a stain on Ethereum's history. According to one study, a whopping 78% of ICOs in 2017 are now identified scams. Well, obviously, crazy money was being thrown at everything. Of course there was going to be scams. I don't know if this is really adding anything. Bad dApps do good. Part of the new humor, a dark humor, that's emerging from the Ethereum dApp ecosystem is the concept of honesty in your bad behavior, making that bad behavior something somehow charming. For instance, the Ponzi scheme games FOMO 3D have several fans. Yeah, they made light of it. Yeah, this isn't adding anything. We read about all those yesterday, and we've been looking at them, so. Speaking of FOMO 3D, guess who stayed up till 5 a.m. trying to win a clone's pot last night? Yeah, Sean, how'd that go? It kept ticking down. I've been keeping an eye on the FOMO short. Oh, dang. Either this hasn't updated or it's really this low. Dude, there's a minute 50 left? Nuh-uh. Got down to under 10 seconds a few times. Is this one of them? Is this the one you were trying to win? Yep, that's the one. Someone has acquired 2 keys. So is this is still the same game going? Yeah, now it's shooting up again. But yeah, I mean, man, that's the thing too, is like, you make your buy, and hopefully you have enough gas if you're trying to count the seconds to make your transaction go through, right? Hey, what's up, Malo? Is this the thing you bought thingy? No, I haven't bought anything on here yet. I've been keeping an eye on it. If it gets low, which I just don't understand how it could ever end. With 377 ether on the line, even at these low minutes. And again, this one, the huge one, the original, exitscam.me, is never going to get under 23 hours even. I don't understand why people keep buying. Just let it tick down. Let's at least fight at 10 seconds, not 24 hours at the cap. That's when the real FOMO happens. I was using 25 Gwei at like 17 seconds left. Jeez. Yeah. Just to make sure you're transacting. How much did you spend in fees then? Gosh. I thought this was interesting. Google just blogged about Ethereum with their cloud platform. New DLT solutions. Customers can now explore ways they might use distributed ledger technology frameworks on Google Cloud Platform with launch partners including digital asset and block apps, and try open source integrations for Hyperledger Fabric and Ethereum later this year in our GCP marketplace. I just wanted to highlight that even Google's developing and talking about Ethereum. Carlos Mata is back. Like $30 in fees. Oh man, that sucks, dude. Whoever wins this is going to get a huge pot. It's totally worth it if you win, but if you don't, then you're just throwing money out the window. How does FOMO short work? This is exactly the same, and they just fudge some numbers. So FOMO long, every key you buy adds 30 seconds to the timer, and the timer is capped at 24 hours. FOMO short only adds 10 seconds for every key, and I think it's capped at 10 minutes? Is that what it was? Let me look again. 1 hour. 1 hour, not 24 hours. So yeah, 10 seconds for each key, 1 hour cap. And so the fact that it's down to 1 minute, it's getting down there. Someone might win this soon. And that's the thing too though, like, you don't want to buy too many keys because every key you buy adds too much time. So you only want to buy like one key if it gets really low. What does a key do? So if you are holding, if you're the last person to buy a key, you win the pot. When the timer runs out, if you're the last person to buy a key, you get 377 Ether. So everyone's buying into this in the hopes that, and there's other models too, like there's dividends and payouts, like the more keys bought, you get payouts along the way. We read all about it the other day. Every key adds 30 seconds to the FOMO long, the original one, this one, that's at 21,500 Ether. Every key you buy adds 30 seconds, and it's capped at 24 hours. But this one's capped at an hour, and every key adds 10 seconds. I really don't get why people are buying at 2 to 3 minutes and more than one key. Yeah, same. I don't understand either. Like, if you buy multiple keys, you're just making it easier for people to buy keys before time runs out because you're just adding more time. So I would only ever buy one key at a time and under a minute. Just to make sure my transaction goes through and then throw more gwei at it. Why would you buy more than like one key? That's the thing. Like, I don't see why you would, but like I said, there are dividends to be had. So the earlier you buy in, the better off you are. The more keys you have, the more dividends you receive. So you can turn a profit just buying keys, expecting that more people are going to buy more keys down the road because there's dividends that pay out as people buy keys. That's true too. They could put 2 gwei in and hope it comes at the end. That's also true. Could get lucky that way. With the timing of like mining, it makes these games super hard. Because you don't know when your transaction is going to be mined. Exactly. Do you need to register or something? No, you just need MetaMask. You can register. So if you register, you can get a referral code and you get dividends as well from referring people. Which I did on FOMO long, but I'm not spamming it out. Like, I don't expect people to participate in this. Like, it's a fun little experiment, but that's pretty much all it is. I totally wouldn't expect to win at all. It's a pretty fun thing to do just for trolls, yeah. And like, there's been some fan fiction that's come out for the FOMO long, like, the year is 2025, 10% of all Ether is locked up in the smart contract for FOMO 3D. Like it's at 21,000 Ether right now, and it's only going to grow for the foreseeable future. It's insane. Insane. China's answer to Reddit is launching a crypto token. That's interesting. So they could exit scam? No, that's the thing, is like there's a verifiable contract behind the scenes. Like it's all, like I even read the contract the other day. Like it's all in the up and up. There's code in there that when the timer runs out, it checks who the last buyer is, last address, and the money goes to that address. What is that I didn't get in time? Sir Richard and what? FOMO 3D? There's still plenty of time. Dude, there's still 24 hours left. There's plenty of time. And then this one, there's still 2 minutes left on the FOMO short, which is also legit. We looked at that contract the other day. They just changed some numbers to make it even shorter. Still, 377 ETH. Nothing to scoff at. What is the team thing? Team? What? Where? Team Just? On FOMO short? Where? Oh, like all this? Oh, that's just you just got to read up on it. They have instructions on it. Like each one pays out different dividends to key holders and what is it? Proof of work hands 3D holders. But if you're not a proof of work hands 3D holder and you want the most dividends, then you should choose Bear. 1:30 left. Oh man. And it's going to shoot up again. I think that presale is going to be an hour for the legit short game. Right before launch. It'll probably be 10k ETH at launch, so I hope we get divs in the presale. Yeah. I'm going to try to get in on that short game. I expect that to be insane once that launches. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. This is the new exit scam. But, I mean, they make light of the whole exit scam and Ponzi scheme and all that. Like, they joke about it because, like, that's totally what it is a Ponzi scheme. The earlier you get in, the better. Because of the dividends that pay out. Oh my gosh, is this actually getting down to 40 seconds? I got my MetaMask open, right? Damn it. I knew it. People are going to start buying. It's never going to get down. My new strat for covering my male pattern baldness. Sorry, sharing the little clip again. But yeah, the timing's hard because you don't know how long it's going to take for your transaction to get processed. All right, 40 seconds left. I'm going to try. Oh, it just shot up to 2 minutes. 8 cents for a key, 52 cents in gas. Oh man, it's up over 3 minutes now. I knew it. Anytime it gets under a minute, it's just going to shoot up. Everyone trying to time it. All these blocks get mined and then shoot it up. So, the only chance of winning is getting lucky. That the network gets clogged and yours gets mined in the last few seconds, shoots it up 10 seconds, and then the network's clogged again and nothing else gets mined and it runs out. It's basically just luck of the draw. If I win this pot, I will give you 0.01 ETH. All right, Malo. Deal. Just for explaining it to you. All right. Back to the news, because I don't think that's going to run out anytime soon. China's answer to Reddit is launching a crypto token. One of the oldest and most popular social networking platforms in China is launching its own crypto token in an apparent bid to boost declining user activity. Dude, could you imagine, though? Like, Reddit could do that, too, with, like, the upvotes and karma. Like, karma could be a token. It could actually have some value. They'd have to have some other incentives built in, but Reddit could do it. Facebook could do it. Any social networking platform could do it. Tianya Club, an internet forum founded in 1999, announced on Wednesday it will launch the blockchain-based Tianyan token, TYT. The TIT. That actually looks like a cool symbol. It looks like an M almost. TYT when it's typed out like that. On August 8, as a way to reward original content contributions and participation in community activities, it will also serve as a means of exchange and payments. With a hard cap of 90 billion tokens to be created, Tianya said 20% of the total will be reserved for its operational teams, while the remaining 80% will be distributed to community members. So far, Tianya has not disclosed what platform its blockchain is built on, nor is it clear if TYTs, I'm going to call it TITs, if TITs will be subsequently tradable on third-party exchange or how its value will be determined. Tight. There you go, tight. We'll call it tight. That's better. Sounds more PG. Today's launch also appears to be boosting the firm's non-blockchain token, Tianya Diamond, which was launched by the firm in late 2017, just a few months after China explicitly banned companies from soliciting Chinese residents over blockchain-related tokens. So, yeah. I think we're going to see more and more of this in the future. This is not the last of that. Tezos hires Big Four firm PwC to conduct external audit. Big Four financial firm PricewaterhouseCoopers Switzerland branch will audit the Tezos Foundation, the latter announced Monday. Foundation explained that PwC Switzerland will act as an external auditor and examine at the organization's finances and operations. This is the first time a large-scale blockchain organization has been accepted as an audit client by a Big Four firm, the foundation said in a press release. The foundation is committed to operating with the highest degree of integrity in the service of our mission to support the Tezos protocol, ecosystem, and community. Engaging a top-tier independent external auditor ensures that the Tezos community and its observers can trust our operations and use of finances. Sweet. Audits are good. Man, so much going on for adoption. I know, dude. It's crazy. It's happening, GIF. CoinDesk releases Quarter 2 2018 State of Blockchain Report. To use crypto parlance, the second quarter was a painful time if you were hodling, but a productive one if you were biddling. Building. That's perhaps the biggest takeaway from CoinDesk's State of Blockchain Quarter 2 2018 report. For a second straight quarter, the major blockchains racked up negative market indicators. Most of these downtrends were around exchange activity, with volumes down for most trade pairs. Yet outside of exchange numbers, usage and developer work charged forward, with milestones achieved around both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Released today, the State of Blockchain report provides a 100-plus slide analysis of industry news and data, covers market interests in public blockchains with a snapshot of the 10 largest compared to Bitcoin at the end of the quarter. The report also features a deep dive into the quarterly interest around Bitcoin and Ethereum, followed by news and data that highlight developments around trading, ICOs, SAFs, venture capital, distributed ledger technology, security breaches, 51% attacks, regulations, litigation, corporate developments, employment, and a close look at EOS's year-long ICO and the subsequent launch of the EOS blockchain. And really, I mean, since we've been doing the news all year, we've read about all this stuff. Finally, the report shares the results of our 60-plus question sentiment over 1,200 CoinDesk readers. Here are a few key takeaways from the report. But honestly, stuff like this is great to see because, like, not everyone is in this space every day like we are. So having a nice, concise report, well, concise 100-plus slide report is a nice thing for people. Bitcoin trading activity on exchanges dipped over the quarter with a weighted combination of crypto-to-crypto volumes. We know all this. Can you use this epic voice crack on Bitcoin for your sub sound?
There will be no revolution in Bitcoin that will... It's like saying, there will be no revolution in Bitcoin that will...
Ah, that's amazing. Bitcoin! Who was that? That's from CCTV? That's awesome. I will pull that soundbite. Bitcoin! Sharding is coming. Yeah, anyway. Good write-up overall. And now the article that was linked earlier by Will. AXP is being replaced by AXPR. The AXP token is being replaced by a new and improved AXPR token. AXP token is being replaced by a new and improved AXPR token contract. This contract swap requires that we credit all AXP token holders with the equivalent amount of AXPR tokens. After crediting the new tokens, AXP will no longer be used or supported by exchanges. All wallets that are holding AXP tokens on July 22nd will be credited with an equivalent amount of AXPR. For example, if you have 1,000 AXP, you receive 1,000 AXPR. What do I have to do? Decentralized exchange users, more specifically, Ether Delta and Fork Delta, withdraw AXP before July 22nd. When was this released? July 12th. Well, we missed that deadline. Everyone else, you don't need to do anything. New tokens will be issued to your wallet. Check your specific situation here. You're storing your tokens in a decentralized exchange. You must withdraw. Why are you making these changes? Increase decimals. This is the most important part of the token contract swap. We're increasing decimals from 8 to 18, allowing much prolonged life for the AXPR token once the burn begins taking effect. Efficiency. Removing unnecessary and outdated code functions streamlines the contract. I'm guessing it was more along the lines of there was an exploit, just like Morpheus, so they had to issue new tokens. That's my guess. I don't really know. I haven't been following AXP at all. We researched this back in like February. It seemed interesting at the time, but man, it tanked hard. Compatibility. ERC20 XPR contract allows us greater compatibility with some smart contracts that we would like to utilize in the near future. So there you go. Token swap. And that's it for the news. And it looks like we did dip below 8,100 for a moment on BitMEX. But now it's back over 82, and even Bitfinex is back up to 8,150. That's it for news. Let's change topics. I don't know what the topic's going to be. I'm just changing it to something else as a marker. FOMO short. Still 2 minutes left. Alright. I'm going to grab my shake real quick. What are we going to do this afternoon? Do we have anything going on? What can we do today? Oh yeah, Malo, you wanted me to look at one. What was it again? Let me look at your message. Autonomy. We can look at that. We're going to look at autonomy. Yeah. We'll look at that when I get back from quick, short lunch break. 7.5 million market cap. Alright. I will be right back real quick. And then we're going to look at autonomy. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hey, it's Major. People still shorting? I think we're just in a retracement / consolidation day here. I totally expect 8,000 to hold. I mean, it depends on what you're looking at. Bitfinex and BitMEX have been showing different numbers as of late, but BitMEX shows a little dip below 81 here not too long ago, but we're holding strong. Yeah, a little drop below right there. Just the shadow. Just the wick. But yeah, we bounced off of it. So 8,100 holding. Bitfinex tells a little different story because this has been trading at different numbers than BitMEX. But like I said, BitMEX is just running the show these days. So I don't even know if you can trust Bitfinex numbers anymore. We still waiting for 5K? Nah, man. I think people are getting in. I think people are getting in ready for another step up. I think we're gonna test some major numbers We got to get through 8630 is the next resistance level, I think. And then 9K, like psychological resistance at the nice round numbers, obviously. But yeah, I think once we push through those, like clear sailing to 10K, we'll retest there. But sentiment has done a 180, full on bull market again. So, besides the BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, who said he still wants to see 5K, everyone else is now not talking about 5K anymore. So, bleeding out because people are selling at a loss because of the no gains ICO, down 70% since ICO. Jeez, that is some droppage. Let's do cool things. I would love to do cool things. What happens when we don't get the ETF announcement? I don't know. I mean, I think, like we read this morning, like, don't expect it to happen August 10th. It's going to get delayed as long as it can. So when August 10 rolls around, there's no announcement. I don't know if people will react to that or what, or where we'll even be by then. It's like 2 weeks from now. But I still think overall people are very optimistic that one is going to get approved at some point in the near future. Well, near future. We got till March 4 on that one. Really. Does that cancel the bull market? I don't think so. I don't think it does. People were saying, like, this is because of the ETF. When we read today that it's actually due to the Chinese yuan. Well, another theory is that it's the Chinese yuan devaluing due to the pending trade war. So I think there are very big other factors at play here than just the ETF. Like pending trade war, pending stock market crash. And as we read in that article too earlier, was that big investors are seeing Bitcoin as digital gold. And so they're using it in that way. Instead of going to gold, they're going to Bitcoin. And if that's the case, which is what we've been saying all year, like if that happens, like congratulations, we're all going to the moon. Like we will all be recession proof, because if enough people see Bitcoin as the digital gold that we need it to be, like we're all safe. We're gonna be making money in the recession, big time. Sounds like more speculation on causality, but I mean, how many events do we need to take place before it's not just correlation anymore? You know, every time there's another event that Bitcoin goes up because USD, Euro, Yuan is devaluing on the global market, Bitcoin goes up on those days. How many of those events need to take place before you'll finally say, okay, we might be onto something here? Like, even if it's a possibility of that happening, wouldn't you want to have something in Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency markets just in case? Like, I'm not saying like mortgage your house, like bet everything on that happening. I'm saying get a little skin in the game, be responsible with your investments. Like, this is not financial advice. This is me saying, like, if you're going to do it, like, be responsible with your money. Don't go crazy and put everything in, and just because it could not happen that way. Total speculation for sure. But eventually, you sell your wife. Eventually, enough of those events happen, and then the big one happens, and then you're like, shit, well, I guess it played out that way. But if it doesn't, then you're like, well, I guess I didn't lose that much. If this goes to zero, which it won't. I mean, like, pending a huge hack coming out and saying that cryptocurrency is completely worthless, it's not going to go to zero. So, Russian bride coin. Anyway. Gotcha. Just was wondering if the shorters from last week still waiting or sold low, bought high. Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of liquidations along the way, but I think people are going to be trying to make money back going long now, maybe. Yeah, exactly. No such thing as a sure thing. It's never a sure thing, but you hedge your bets, you weigh the risks, and you invest accordingly. Investing is all about risk management. I am the total opposite to responsible law. I took an extra job at Burger King to invest more in crypto. Well, hey, man. Totally your prerogative. If you want the extra cash to invest, then that seems like a good idea to me, honestly. Oni the Forever Bear. When I make partner, I'm going to make an icon just for you, Oni. We're going to call it the Forever Bear. Turning burgers into gold. I like it. We'll have golden burgers icon too. Emote, I should say, not icon. 20 minutes on the clock. I'm done with that shit. Dude, it's back up to 20. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Burgers into Lambos. There you go. I saw an article, Bitcoin, Jesus. I sold my Lambo. This is the headline I saw. I sold my Lambo to buy Bitcoin, says Bitcoin Jesus. During an interview with Naomi Brockwell, Roger Ver, the CEO of Bitcoin.com, also known as the Bitcoin Jesus, for his early advocacy for Bitcoin, speaks about Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Roger Ver said that he used to own a Lamborghini before Bitcoin was even invented, but he sold his Lambo to buy more Bitcoin because that is how much he is in love with the digital currency. So he went the other route. I know. I mean, this is horrible reporting. He has not been BTC Jesus since B-Trash. I know. Roger Ver. Frickin' punch him in the face. WAP to BTC. Let's trade on that market. Bitcoin Judas. There you go. Seriously. That is a way better label for Roger Ver. Bitcoin Judas. Trying to promote B-Trash to the world. I cannot wait till all the shit coins get shaken out and Roger Ver is left with all his millions of B-Trash that are worthless. I just thought that was funny, talking about burgers into Lambos. Turning Lambos into Bitcoin. That's what you want to be doing right now. And I was thinking about that too, because if you timed it right, I mean, not that Lambos keep their value. I mean, cars don't keep their value inherently, but it'd be a horrible investment. In January, you could have bought a Lambo, drove it till now, till 2 weeks ago, before the bull run started. Sold your Lambo to buy Bitcoin again. Turned it into more Lambos after the next run up. But too bad cars devalue so much because they pretty much depreciate by like 50% as soon as you drive it off the lot. Yeah, so this shot up again. And I totally expect this. Like, people are trying to time it just right, Sean. So that 1 second, like you said, people are trying to time the block times. So people trying to buy sub 1 minute. And then all of those orders get processed all at once. And then the time shoots back up to 20 minutes. So unless, like I said, unless someone gets really lucky and their transaction gets processed at the perfect time and no one else's gets processed after them when the time runs out, these are impossible to win. The timing of mining screws you. His return will be way better in BTC than that Lambo. Check out his laugh. Oh, God.
Does that really happen every time?
That's a great laugh. Punching in the face. This game looks so scammy. Oh, dude, it is. Have you not been around when we've been looking at this, Rick? We've been looking at this the last couple days, honestly. Like, I mean, that's its shtick is that it doesn't mince words. Like, this is a total Ponzi scheme. It's called frickin' exitscam.me. But you could still possibly win 21,597 Ether. Well, minus the payouts to others, depending on which team you play on. But yeah, there's been so many clones because this one's just gone insane. And the pot has grown so high, which hasn't grown that much the last few days. It's been at 21,500 Ether for a long while now. Given that key purchases have probably slowed. So the long one goes to 24 hours every time someone buys a key. No. Every time someone buys a key, it's plus 30 seconds. And it caps at 24 hours. So I think it's just stupid. Like, people are buying keys because they want to get in for the dividends mainly. The earlier you buy in, the better off you are, because people buying after you pays out dividends and you get earnings, and eventually you'll hopefully make money and become positive. But yeah, like, that's how I see it as right now, because otherwise people would just let the clock run down to a minute, like the FOMO short one, and just try to win. But people aren't trying to win this game. People are just trying to get the dividends. I totally expect this one to run for years, until maybe hype dies off and people forget about it. But even then, I don't see this ever dying, really. Pot's only going to get bigger. It's essentially just like locking up ETH, though. Is autonomy out on... Yeah, there it is. ATMI. Dang, down 43% this week. 13% in 24 hours. Hate that they changed this page. All my quick numbers I can look at are now drowning in words. Coinbase just tweeted about their gift cards. Sorry, I have to respond to this text real quick. Alright. Missed calls. BTC below 8100 alert. Gotta reset my alert. Still using Blockfolio to this day. I don't know why. Too lazy to switch. Even though the alerts are delayed by like 15 minutes. Alright. There we go. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Nor? Who is ever going to forget about a dangling 1 million ETH? I know, seriously. That's why I feel like it's never gonna die. People are gonna check it all the time. People are gonna write bots that just checks the time. It's public functions. You can check the time, and if time is under 1 minute, buy a key. On vacation, so I'm coding my bot. Nice, man. Solid clapping video. Seen that one? Yes. He's a very interesting clap. Yes. There's an ointment for that. It's a deep burn. I want the FOMO short to end. I want to see what this looks like. I want to see it go to someone's wallet. I want to verify that there's actually winners. It even says when you get to this page, it's like trust but verify. Withdrawals, deposits, and reinvests all work seamlessly. Lessons to learn: follow the motto, trust but verify. Do not allow the power reach of an arbitrary centralized power in this space exert this much control over you and others' actions. What? Think about what you're being shown. Who is showing it to you? And most importantly, take a step back before committing belief to something to make a more detailed assessment before are potentially misled and deceived. Unsuspecting people with good intentions were actively spreading these baseless accusations around because they had been manipulated, and we would just like to take this moment to say we would never be so detached and out of touch with our community as to think it would be justifiable behavior to announce outright lies to them, ban them from our server for showing mere interest in another project, and otherwise use forcefully coercive behavior to exert control upon them in such a way. P.S. $10,000 Bitcoin bounty mentioned above is open to all parties, including developers or other project players, etc. Simply prove the following message displayed in the picture. Should be easy, right? Takes 50% of all income ETH into admin's wallet, then 100% of all the financial winnings in the admin wallet. What? Alright, whatever. Don't show again. Watch for a bit while I'm at our PA office. Be back home tomorrow morning. Nice, you're in Pennsylvania? You're not too far from me. Just a stone's throw away over in Michigan. Why don't you swing by? We'll hang out, grab some beers. Just make a short stop. Stellar's still going up on that news of Transfer 2 partnership. Alright, Autonomy. What was that site? Which one? FOMO 3D? Or FOMO Short? It's FOMOshort.me. Purpose. Autonomy provides a new security protocol and infrastructure to enable billions of IoT devices to have trusted interoperability for both data and commerce. The key innovation of Autonomy is to root the identity and reputation of devices on a blockchain-based immutable ledger. We accomplish this by building and incentivizing an ecosystem of participants to maintain decentralized consensus for device transactions on the Autonomy network. The secure ledger of things. Okay. News. No news. Resources. Autonomy IO. Autonomy news. Okay. Security protocol for the Internet of Things. Download SDK, read our white paper. Nice jump on VET going live, by the way. Yeah, I saw that. It's like a 20% jump. Not too shabby. A little misleading because of that, but pretty solid jump today. So it's at 2. So you could essentially see this as $2.58. $2.58. Well, sorry, 2 cents. 2.59. It's divided by 100. So Ven is at what now? I'm looking at the Bitcoin market, so not the USD market. It was $1.98 here. 2 cents here, so essentially $2. 258 on Satoshi's. Ven to BC price is at 24,296. So yeah, 242 essentially, 243. That 259 here, so up a little bit on VET versus Ven versus BTC. Not bad, not bad. Go back. Nope, not there. That. EOS. Excellent, that's what we're looking at. Rising steadily. Alright. Autonomy provides a new security protocol and infrastructure to enable billions of IoT devices to have trusted interoperability, both data and commerce. The key innovation of Autonomy, to root the identity and reputation of devices on a blockchain-based immutable ledger. We accomplish this by building and incentivizing an ecosystem of participants to maintain decentralized consensus for device transactions on the Autonomy Network. And how is this different than, say, Walton Chain or other IoT platforms? Be interested in seeing that. GoChain dipped to 5.5 cents last night. Yeah, how's that doing? Down 30% for the week, 7.8%. What? Still up 149% from 30 days ago, but yeah, on a nice dip, but oh man, 10% up the last hour. What markets is this on? Just KuCoin. Markets. Go. Get the 15-minute. Oh yeah, that's swinging up. Oh, sorry, realtor's texting me. Funny. GoChain. I've been meaning to pick up some of that, but yeah, man, taking off again. Only on KuCoin. Anyone bought into GoChain by chance? Meaning to buy into that, or a long-term holder or anything like that. Use cases of autonomy. Vertically focused IoT companies are building diverse new applications for both controlled and autonomous device-to-device interactions. The attack surface, represented by billions of IoT devices, most of which are now unprotected or poorly protected, could enable hackers to disrupt the services that is expected to control many aspects of our lives in the coming years. By building an autonomy security protocol application, developers can unleash the power of IoT. Got in at 2 cents. Now it's at 6. Did you take any profits up here, or are you still holding? I mean, I wouldn't knock you for holding. I think this has good potential. Don't have to read everything. I'm just curious. I like to read their websites and see what they're all about. Get some details. What? Why are you linking me to CMC? I'm already on their website. Holding, I think, in the bull run, it could get pretty high. Not a bad plan. So their market cap was 25 million at ICO. Now it's like 7.5. Yeah, it's come down a lot. Yeah, I just meant how poorly that ICO performed. Well, yeah, I mean, it's bad timing, too. I mean, they came out on the markets during a bear market, and people don't like to speculate and be in high-risk things in a bear market. You know, throughout the whole year, Bitcoin and Ethereum have performed way better than a lot of the altcoins. And Bitcoins have performed way better than Ether. So just holds its value better if it's more well known. Healthcare, smart home, industrial IoT, smart cities. Our solution. Since the inception of blockchain technology, developers have recognized its potential for protecting the IoT. But they hit a wall when it came to validating device identity and reputation. Autonomy will solve these problems by creating a secure ecosystem for IoT device interaction and commerce, essential to supporting billions of IoT devices engaging in trillions of transactions. How is yours different? Basic autonomy architecture built upon the Ethereum platform will include these key elements for users and ecosystem developers. Man, Ethereum cannot, in its current form, cannot handle IoT transactions. Maybe when they get some of their scalability solutions out. Quark chain listed on Binance in a bear market and went 25x. I think it's more of their choices of exchanges, etc., that screwed them over. I'm unsure of the token utility and long-term value, and that's true too. Like, was autonomy, like, I never really heard of it besides you talking about it. Like, I definitely heard of Quark chain. That was a highly hyped ICO. Was autonomy even hyped at all? I never even heard of that one really, besides you talking about it. So there could be a lot of competition in this space too, and there is in the IoT and blockchain world. And there's definitely some bigger players to play catch up with. And just focusing solely on IoT may be good, but what's to stop things like Walton Chain, VeChain, and others that have other benefits with like IoT tacked on as well from doing it better, because they actually have support and a big network, which is what it would require for these to thrive. It takes adoption. Wasn't that hype, but some of the ICO ratings listed it as their #1 pick because of that. They had released their main net and worked on it for a long time, etc. I'm still on the fence, even though it dropped so crazily much. I'm still unsure if it's a good pick up, despite the low market cap. Yeah, let me bring up the rating again. So we don't know the circulating supply. Total supply is 1 billion. So let's see. Let's do a quick calculation. Yeah, and as CJ said, you can't trust rating lists. Like, we were looking at that, what was it? F-Tech? I think it was, yeah, F-Tech the other day. Got highly rated everywhere. And man, it's just seemed like, I was like, what? Seems like a scam. But I mean, maybe it is legit. Maybe they're turning it over New Leaf. I don't know. I didn't do a complete deep dive on it. I didn't give it like total legit deep dive, but you need to know which ones are actually good and bad. I like Crypto Briefing the most. The others I don't really even care about. Yeah, fake tech. So at 1 billion times 0.019. So $19 million market cap at the total supply. But you're saying it's 7.5 million right now. So do you know the circulating supply? It's just CMC that doesn't know? Where are you seeing that at? Was 25 mil at the start. Well, yeah, I mean, because at the prices. Yeah, bro, I'll have to take a trip up there. It's gonna be hard now that school starts back up in a week for the kids. Yeah, that's very true. Things get crazy. Things get crazy when the kids start school. Carting them around everywhere. So service to establish identity. Trusted identity provides a level of insurance necessary for IoT devices to exchange information, enable actions, and buy and sell products and services. Once registered, the device is known and trusted by the autonomy network and now ready for the device owner to activate the device when placed in service. Protocol and system to manage reputation. Once device identity is established, the reputation of devices must be managed in order for secure interoperability to exist. A device's reputation consists of its unique behavioral signature representing varying degrees of security, commercial, social, service, and other quality measurements. Autonomy's reputation protocol is a key enabler of a future consisting of trusted devices securely interacting in an autonomous manner. Look on Etherscan, you can see the completed transactions. How is this guy with 856 in his address getting so many transactions through bot? Probably right. That's the contract address. Oh, in this. With 856. I don't know, maybe just spamming transactions. Pasted the address but didn't go through. That's weird. Go to completed. View completed, there we go. This one, 856, 856. 856, 856, 856, 856. Buying up a lot. I mean, he's buying the minimum. Buying one key at a time. So I'm guessing that when it gets low enough, he just buys one key, He might just be spamming single key transactions to hope, like you said, like it's just luck of the draw that your transaction gets picked up and gets processed. ETH gas station. My MetaMask is too slow to go that fast. I agree. MetaMask is slow as hell lately. They need to optimize that shit. Real-time gas use. Percent block limit less 10. 92%. But yeah, maybe he's just trying to hedge his bets on separate transactions and just spams a bunch, hoping one catches it at the right time and people aren't able to get theirs through. I mean, that's my theory on it anyway. Gosh, man. Getting spam text today. The new buyers want to know what color shingles we have, and if we know where we got them from. No idea. Hey, what up, Bruce? How you been, man? Long time no see. Look who shows up for the bull market. Fair weather fan. No, I'm just kidding. Good to see you, dude. Token to facilitate services in the Autonomy network. Autonomy intends to build a global ecosystem to enable the secure, trusted interoperability of IoT devices through identity and reputation. Our vision is to tokenize the identity and reputation of devices on the Autonomy network, leveraging Ethereum, while utilizing the token as a means to drive ecosystem participation. Key participants such as OEM and device manufacturers, distributors, device owners, and auditors will receive autonomy tokens for participating in the autonomy network. Okay. Been busy at work but broke 4 fingers yesterday, so I'm out for a bit. Figured I'd check in. 4? Oh man, you broke 4 fingers? Also, BTC is on a bull run, not any of the crap I currently hold. Yeah. Had you been watching my stream, you would know that you should have consolidated a BTC 2 weeks ago. But, you know, you haven't been around. Just saying. That's the value I bring to the table. Extensible architecture to be built upon. Yeah, I don't know. I could really see this going either way. Do they have like any partnerships lined up? Like, because that's the biggest thing is like in order for this to be worth anything. Service partners, here you go. Sentry, Token Market, AmbiSafe, Perkins Coy, Amazix, Watkins PR. Like this has to have adoption, as with any utility token. So, I mean, Malo, it seems legit, and like having a focused coin for IoT services seems like a decent idea, maybe. But man, you got. I just watch out for big partnership announcements to determine if this has any value going forward, and like dev updates. Yeah, exactly. There's competition out there. Lots of competition in this space. IoT is a huge industry, and blockchain IoT is even more cutthroat. So, yeah, what's their news look like? Tokens update, July 12th. Unlocked and released to cleared buyers. Okay. So yeah, they're just getting launched. But you said they have a mainnet out already, huh? Well, I mean, it's on Ethereum. So, how did you put it? Let me look through this. They released their mainnet. Like, this is on Ethereum, it looks like. So, what is this? Autonomy ANA. AMA. It's the status of the product. So they just released this. Wow. This is a question we get often, and want to make sure everyone understands that we launched the product in twerk on May 17th. They're going to do some twerking. This was something we felt we needed to do in advance of the token sale. So Autonomy, the identity registry network, is live on mainnet. Tokens are now available. Developers are coming to our platform, starting to work with the solution. So we have one of the few products that actually launched before the token sale, which isn't hard when you're just running on Ethereum. To be fair, all you did was create an ERC20 token. What's the rest of the platform look like? Not many have been able to do that. We're releasing roadmap details now. You'll see those on our site, but we really wanted to focus on making sure that the network was live, that it matched the white paper on the promise of what we're building, that developers and users of IoT ecosystems could take a complete platform and build it into their solution. What can Autonomy Network be used for? It's designed to give IoT ecosystems the ability to create identity, uniquely identify. Oh, yeah, we know that. We read that. How do devices behave in the wild? Either through transactions or through commerce. We're going to track how devices behave. That's really a key couple of elements for security without identity and trust. Security is something that you can't get to. So the platform in its current iteration can be used by device manufacturers to register devices. Developers can build on top of that. Bring product to market. The owners of the products can activate the device, validate it against previous registration, and the device can begin to engage in transactions, and it goes through its life cycle. And as it goes through its life cycle, it can adjust or be adjusted based on how it behaves. People are desperate who follow the project, again, because everyone thought they'd get immediate gains, so they try to calm people down. Yeah, it's pretty common that if an ICO tanks once it hits markets, that gotta calm the investors, because that's what they are. People are expecting immediate returns. How does the Sentry technology fit within the product? Company that's leading the way in IoT data security. It's a company that it's been in the market for a number of years, and we have a number of bellwether partners that we're working with. Technology gives autonomy a competitive advantage in the marketplace. How so? The ability to create a secure session between a device and the service layer that is the autonomy network can happen nearly instantly. It's fully protected through encryption technology. Crypto key management is easier with our platform, so we expect to see more of the Sentry technology finding its way into the autonomy status. So stay tuned for some of that, but just think Sentry is the data security platform that we've been working on for years. A lot of that tech is in autonomy now, the IoT Identity platform, and can see the synergy between those platforms. So stay tuned for a lot more coming from that area. What are some of the use cases of IoT on blockchain? The first issue I want to address is scale and transaction of IoT. We are solving that problem through our application of identity reputation. IoT devices, as they discover other IoT devices in an ecosystem that can immediately to inquire to blockchain through our service layer and detect the valid identity and the reputation of a paired device. There's no latency for consensus. There's no transactions involved, and that's a fundamental difference between our approach and some of the other approaches in the marketplace. When you think about the scale of IoT, the volume of transactions, the speed of the transactions that occur, think about autonomy as solving a lot of the problems around enabling those transactions in real time. For commerce transactions that need to reconcile payment for services, those can move to a side chain and reconcile at an appropriate time based on blocks or transactions. The device has a positive reputation score, we can reconcile that, so it's like credit. That's our approach to IoT and blockchain. Blockchain allows us to create secure identity, validate that against consensus, have that historical transaction record that we can confirm long-term reputation of devices. One of the specific use cases, for example, is through smart cities. Imagine what a smart city can look like in a not too distant future where you have hundreds, maybe thousands of vendors in a smart city. From utility monitoring to traffic flow to first responders, the list goes on and on. It's not a single supplier as in some industrial settings that you'll need with a single supplier. However, in the complexity of smart cities, it can be several suppliers. What autonomy brings to that is the ability for those suppliers and the devices they bring to the market are to be known and trusted by their peers. In the past, what we would have done would be to create an open API in some protocol that's proven to be problematic and a high security risk. Through our approach, devices can inquire on the identity of a device right on the blockchain, know that it is valid, has the appropriate reputation, the appropriate use cases, and engage in transaction. It's one of the most exciting use cases around smart cities. The interoperability between devices. It doesn't mean that is the only play. Systems with systems that don't have interoperability can still use the Autonomy Identity Registry Network to validate and confirm the identity of the devices. That it hasn't been compromised and that it is doing what it is supposed to do by the manufacturer based on reputation and suitability. Those are elements that are a part of our system, or our solution. Text like this always sound a bit like hopeful usage of it in a way. Not sure how to explain it. Don't like it until they actually prove its use. Exactly. And I mean, it's all theoretical until they're out in production, up and running, which it sounds like, you know, it's on Ethereum. They have their token. I don't look at what they've actually developed platform-wise, but it shouldn't be hard to write some code to verify a device and add it to a network, communicate with others. What's the current team working on and the progress of the project? The team is working on the architecture of scalability through Plasma. Yeah. Are they actually working on Plasma? We're looking at the issues of transactions and using Plasma on top of Ethereum network to enable off-chain types of reconciliation for commerce. Yeah, because like I said, this is like microtransactions levels. You're not going to be able to do that on the main chain in its current form. We're also working on multi-chain architecture. The idea is that there isn't going to be one dominant network in IoT, but really it'll be several of the most common high availability, high velocity networks that will be a part of IoT, and the vision of autonomy is to be that security protocol across all of those, not just one, but across all of them. That's our vision, and we're moving towards that with our multi-chain architecture. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. Like, they're just trying to be the security protocol for any like IoT solution, it sounds like. Which is interesting because there are a lot of them. So they're not making a bet on any one. They're just saying, like, we want to be the protocol, security protocol layer for any of them. That gives it a lot more adoptability and usability for the future, for sure. I just want to know what the actual utility of the token is, because I haven't read about that yet. What can we expect in the next product release? We're working on Plasma integration. Any information in regards to GitHub activity? There is activity on GitHub, but most of that is from the network launch. Engineering is working on a parallel track with our own internal source repositories. Once those are through production QA, then we'll move them into GitHub so developers can get access to that. We're not using GitHub as our development repository, but more as our production repository. What is the status of the business development for autonomy? Our goal is to really build the foundation of the security protocol in the future and be that market leader. So right now we're working hard on partnerships that can address that, both network operators, ecosystem providers, microprocessing developers. So the infrastructure is what we're working on right now, and that's really important for the future. This is a low-layer security protocol by which we're enabling others to build on top of us. So our focus is really around the partnering. Yeah. So we want to be super careful, as we never want to get ahead of ourselves relative to what is happening both on our product and business development, like overpromising. So here's a good analogy that autonomy is to IoT, the IoT blockchain space, as Origin Trail is to the supply chain blockchain space. It's just a protocol that is going to play nice with all the other IoT blockchains, and then in Origin Trail's supply chain blockchain space. Origin isn't security protocol; it does other things. But in a sense, it and it's another layer that just adds, obviously, value to the networks that it's adopted on. Hopefully it adds value. But it's just interesting because any blockchain that is going to be launching is going to have their own security protocol probably in place. I mean, this could be an option for them exploring that space to not have to build that out. But I mean, like even in Walton Chain's terms, like they're building out that model themselves and they have their own security, and there is going to be some type of identification and reputation already baked in. So why would you need autonomy, you know? Origin Trail generation. Oh, cool. I know their team is good, so they could possibly pull it off, but competition is hard and token utility is still a question mark. Right, yeah. I would love to know the utility of the token. How's autonomy leveraging the Century go-to market? I'm sure it is probably a pure utility token, like requests for identification is through the autonomy token. Verification done with autonomy, security checks, whatever, I don't know, just off the top of my head. That's what I would expect to see, but autonomy is one of the hottest companies out there, and the token value has dropped. What will you do to fix that? It's disappointing to me that the team to see some of the early folks have sold quickly. One of the reasons why we're offering the public sale, let me reinforce how confident we are in the product and what we're building. This is a long-term proposition, and a temporary drop due to a couple of immediate sells and their general market sentiment has been disappointing. Again, we're working on the long-term value here. We're building something that is a low-layer security protocol to really enable the next generation of IoT. It's real tech, we have a real path forward, and our expectation is to be one of the dominant players in the security protocol of IoT. So short-term issues, I hear you. I understand the issue that causes, but the fundamentals of our business remains the same. It's a great product. We have years of engineering into this product. It's a great vision with a market that's clearly there, and we predict devices that will use IoT security will be counted in the billions. That natural demand is what we're anticipating, and the team has been in the space for a very long time. So the fundamentals are really sound. We will continue to build an awesome product, an awesome platform, and bring that value to the marketplace. So, I mean, really, that's what you want to hear from a team. I mean, obviously, a lot of teams will say that, but then doing that is another thing. But I mean, in terms of price movement, the day-to-day and dumping after an initial offering, like that's pretty common in this space. But like you said, the fundamentals don't change. He says they have an awesome team, awesome product. So, I mean, if you believe there will be a use for this project in the future and there will be adoption, then that's it. I'm about to lift off from all that hot air. Yeah. Around team and partners selling of tokens. Absolutely not. There is not a single team member internally or service provider that has sold the tokens. We're in this for the long run. Some of the non-truths out there on Telegram, they are just not there. Yeah, it's just FUD that happens. How many devices are on the network? And more broadly, how do we judge success? That's a great question. So the team is working on a dashboard to bring that out through the next version, so you'll be able to see all the activity in the network level devices that are registered, activated on the network. We hope to bring a lot of those statistics out. Yeah, transparency is always good. Right now what we have got is developers starting to work on the platform. We don't have devices that we have seen live yet, but we do have developers with tokens in their hands starting to build the autonomy stack into their devices, so stay tuned for that. You can expect to see in the next release a dashboard that brings all of that to life. Yeah, that's, I mean, development takes time. That's always the case. Binance, question mark. We recognize the position that Binance is in. I can't get ahead of ourselves on when these exchanges are going to list on the autonomy token. Know that I believe we need as broad a coverage of our token across all geographies as possible. That provides for a healthy network, provides access for all developers and users of this platform. Again, devices count in the billions is the future that we are looking at, and we recognize that. There's something I can ask of you guys. We need this global and very active community to reinforce the vision of the product, to echo the media, Twitter, social media channels, whatever. Still no talk of utility of the token. Where? Oh, let me look at the white paper. I'm just going to try to find that in here. Device identity, registration service, activation, validation, reputation. The autonomy token. ERC20 standard is a utility token to register devices onto the autonomy network during the device registration process, to activate devices, and to reward reputation auditors. Okay, so this is like rep, Augur. Like, it's basically just for reputation. There's reputation auditors, which are like nodes that verify good and bad actors in the ecosystem, I guess. That's how rep works. It's just reputation auditors. This is going to work much the same, but in an IoT platform instead of like censorship-free marketplaces. There is none. The autonomy token can also be used to pay processing fees for secure device-to-device commerce between devices registered onto the autonomy network. I'm guessing it's probably going to support Ether too, though, so it's going to take some value away from autonomy itself, the token itself. Extensible design of the autonomy network architecture was created to support the deployment of future elements and services by users. So yeah, not a lot of utility in the utility token, but it's basically just verifying reputation on the marketplace. So if Augur has value, which it's ranked 43 in market cap at 331 million. If this has value, then so can autonomy. And depending on the market cap that they're breaking into, which IoT is a multi-billion-dollar industry and growing, expected to like be a trillion-dollar industry by like 2025, then yeah, there's some value there. And GoChain going crazy. What type of project is Augur? It's what I just said. I'll read it to you. Efficient forecasting, speculate on everything, wisdom of the crowd, decentralized prediction platform. We actually read an article about it earlier about some unethical marketplaces showing up where people could bet and speculate on politicians being murdered. So, prediction forecasting and speculation betting marketplace. But the rep token itself is only used for reputation. All the bets and everything are in Ether. So that's why I say like the rep token for Augur, which is why it goes by rep, is very similar and sounds in utility to autonomy. because there are reputation auditors on Augur. Yeah, crazy market cap. It's much higher. So yeah, but yeah, I think my point still stands that just keep up with the dev team, keep up with partnership announcements. It's just like VeChain, you know, like every single partnership announcement just adds faith that they're going to deliver something worthwhile, you know, something of value. And there's so many freaking Venn partnerships that eventually the price stops reacting because like, oh, just add another one to the pile. Hopefully everyone can get to that point. Everyone won't. But you got to look out for the ones that will, because those are the ones you want to be in on. If I wanted to develop a blockchain app where you suggest I start with no experience. Oh, where do I suggest you start? So just a dApp? I mean, Google is your best friend. I would suggest you start on Ethereum because there's a lot of resources for it out there. EOS probably has a lot of resources now too for development. Just do like decentralized app development. And I'm sure ultimate guide to convert a web app to a decentralized app. How to decode a decentralized applications or dApps. Like this is step one, man. Yeah, CJ, you got to look out for that too. More marketing than partnerships. That's important to look out for. How's GBTC looking? 1184, 1185. Not bad. That's a buy-in. This is a buy day. Why the frowny face, Oni? Like, were you expecting something sexier than just Google, or? I mean, that's where I would start for anything. If you want to learn how to do anything, just Google. That's, like, honestly, 90% of my job as a developer is being good at Google. That's it. Being able to Google better than most people is why I made so much bank as a web developer. For example, if I wanted to build on Stampery or Tyrion. Oh, well, those are some very niche use cases that you'd be looking for. Google is literally my job. Yeah, exactly. Carl knows. Any type of tech support or IT professional, just got to be good at Google. Stampery or Tyrion. Yeah, those are, like I said, those are very niche use cases. So you're probably going to have to hit up like a forum for those specifically. So I'd find a good forum where people who are developing for those platforms are talking, and then you can just ask questions, interact, learn. Like, that's going to require more interaction on your part, though. Like, being active in forums like Stack Overflow, like, I don't know if that would specifically be on Stack Overflow, but Stack Overflow is like the developer's dream site. You can ask any question about anything, and they have like different platforms for different niches, but for the most part, Stack Overflow started as like programming questions, and people will get like, I totally thought that they could launch their own token because they have coins and rewards and whatnot for answering questions. And technically one did launch on Loom Network that's similar to Stack Overflow. What was it called? I can't think of the name right now. Products. Delegate Call. Here it is. So you should start here. Start on Delegate Call. This is more specifically to Ether. But they ask very targeted questions for developing on, you know, blockchain and specifically Ether, but Delegate Call is great. I've been Googling SharePoint problems for the last 3 hours. There you go. Yeah, but you got to remember anyone can post code snippets, but sometimes they aren't always the best. Right, and I mean that's why I say it's 90% of the job. The other 10% is taking other people's code and shaping it to your needs, because there is definitely some work to be done there. You have to actually be good at programming and know what you're doing. But you can learn how to do that too on Google. Like, you can learn to do everything online. Google and YouTube tutorials are like the best thing ever invented. I replaced the freaking temperature gauge in my water heater, not knowing anything of what I was doing, because of YouTube tutorials. Like, gone are the days of hiring someone to fix your plumbing, your water heater, or any of that. Like, you just YouTube it. Dude, enterprise SharePoint is insane. Depends, because you have to buy user CALs or device CALs that really skew the cost. Yeah. Especially hitting SharePoint lists and using their stupid dev tool. Seriously. Hey, hardly difficult. Thank you for the host, my friend. Always appreciated. We just got finished looking at autonomy, and now Oni's asking how to get started in dApp development. And I just said Google's your friend, specifically Delegate Call. It's a good resource. It's like the Stack Overflow of the blockchain world on Loom Network. Enterprise license itself is $6,490 per user, basically. Jeez. Only 1080p, Pepe Hands. Yeah, sorry, Dragon. I didn't. As an affiliate, I don't get guaranteed transcoding. It's only on demand, so sorry. Womp womp. You know, tell your friends about my stream. Hardly difficult's doing this thing, helping me out, hosting me. But it's out of my hands. I ain't a Twitch partner. But there was a time where SharePoint developers were a hot commodity. You could get paid a premium if you had SharePoint development experience. But I think those days are pretty they're fading fast. But yeah, delegatecall.com, pretty nice resource for learning how to build blockchain and dApps. What makes dApps special? Basically, the difference between a traditional app and a decentralized app is that the latter is not controlled by any authority. Once deployed, it can never be shut down or deleted. Its creator could only modify some parameters, but that's all. Also, dApps don't have downtimes, and they can fuel themselves by generating tokens. Hey, what up, Monk? How's it going today, man? San Diego Prem requirement is driven by the Commonwealth in Australia. Ooh, interesting. What are people using now if not SharePoint? Man, what are the kids into these days? The second largest search engine is YouTube, which is crazy because that's controlled by Google too, right? I mean, basically just bolsters Google's numbers. So that's delegate call. FOMO short, back up to 13 minutes. Never gonna win. Komodo's going off. I bet it's pumping. Oh my gosh, up 30%. What the hell just happened to Komodo? Holy shnikes. Did they announce something? Only a few minutes ago. Gone are the days of a tweet causing this. It's just random now. I don't see any tweets. Wow. I mean, that already pumped a little bit earlier, but geez, look at that volume jump. Let's look at the 1 minute. That was 49,000 Komodo and volume at $2. Oh, 53,000 at the tall one, but each minute had 25,000, 42,000, 53,000, 49,000. A little red, but still crazy. Let's go in crazy town. I don't know. Komodo platform. Did they tweet something? Because seriously, that's like, nah, July 24th was the last tweet. I don't know. Don't know what happened there. Pump and dump? Doesn't look like the typical coin you would choose for pump and dumpage. Although volume is extremely low. Never mind. 163 BTC in volume, 24 hours. That's, if you get that out of there. Yeah, it's been pretty flat besides those spikes. It's been up and down a little bit. Still, that's just crazy jump all of a sudden. Still rising. What's the total supply of VET? 100 times the previous supply. So VeChain's coin metrics. Maximum supply was 1 billion. Now it's gonna be 100 billion. And yeah, same with circulating supply. It was 554 million. Then it'll be 55.5 billion or 50 and a half. You know what I'm saying? 100 times that. They just did a 1-to-100 token swap. So numbers are gonna be a little weird for these tracking sites, and also for portfolio trackers. That's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to, like, since Blockfolio is manual, I'm gonna have to like manually enter all of my. I'm just gonna set 1. That's gonna be super confusing. I'm gonna put 1 transaction with my current holdings times 100. Why they change it? I know own blockchain, but why 100 billion? Because they said that the fractions were getting hard. It wasn't fractional enough. For their projections, they needed it to be more fractional, so they increased supply by 100-fold. Why did it change the VET? I have been off of Crypto World this summer. Because they launched their mainnet. It was VeChain. They rebranded to VeChain Thor, changed symbols to VET. That rebrand happened back in like March, April. But it was still, mainnet was just launched recently. End of June, and they've been going through the token swap. So the ERC20 VEN or VET token, it was basically VEN token, will be swapped 1 to 100 for VET tokens, VeChain Thor tokens, after mainnet, which is now, they're going through the token swap as we speak. Like Binance just listed it today. Ooh, now it's dumping. Wow. And yeah, here's GoChain. Steady rise today. Close that. KMD. It's not green anymore, it's dumping. How's BTC looking? Holding steady. Coming down a little bit. Yeah, GBTC is looking like a nice buy today. If we expect it to play out like it has been, and we take these big steps up, consolidate for like 5 days, and then another big step up, which this last step up was a little different. Previous ones have been all at once. This was within a couple hours. Well, it was like a 30-hour window, really, that we took those big steps up. And then yesterday was like just a lot of spikes in volume throughout the whole day to kick us up to 8,500. So it was definitely different yesterday. But we did reach a new recent high. So I totally expect that we'll be retesting 85, 86 at some point. Pushing up a little higher. Just need to have that consistent volume. And these are the consolidation days. Like, these are the buy days until the next push up to the next threshold. I in my opinion, like, this retracement / consolidation period above 8,000 should hold for the next few days. As long as support holds, you know, I'd have, if you're the day trader type, which I'm not, I usually just hold, but if you're the day trader type, have some stops at like 8,000-ish, just under maybe. That if that psychological support breaks, then we'll probably get kicked down to like 78 support. Because that's been good support in the past. Not recently, we just kicked right through it this time. Yeah, let's look at Bitfinex. Yeah, it's like just those psychological numbers. 8,000, 7,000, 84. That was good support before. Here's 78, 79. $78, 92, 93. So yeah. Have I looked into Seal Network? No, I haven't even heard of it. Is it this Seal? SEELE? Network. Seal Network. Blockchain powered product authentication and services platform. We protect the value of the world's most beloved brands. Easily verify the authenticity of any product with a simple scan of a smartphone. Another supply chain coin. What kind of partnerships they got? International Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, TBWA, the Disruption Company. Did you even set up your masternode? Not yet. Still doing the token swap thing. And honestly, I want ledger support in order to have my masternode, so I gotta wait a while. That doesn't happen until September. I have officially discovered a problem I couldn't Google an answer to. Time to post my first question on Stack Overflow. Nice! That's happened to me a couple times, and I've had to use Stack Overflow for that reason. Partnered with NXP, and they are the inventor of the NFC chips. Whoa! Hey! Does that give them a leg up on competition, though, that actually uses NFC chips? I mean, just because they invented them doesn't mean that they're going to do better at blockchain tech than anyone else, right? Seal platform consists of several components, namely products with an embedded seal chip that uniquely identify physical products, the Seal app installed on an NFC-compatible smartphone, the Seal token, which allows communication between the different parts of the platform, and the Seal network, an immutable blockchain database where each transaction is recorded and validated by Snows. There's so many of these out there. So many. Supply chain and blockchain is just a no-brainer. You know, I honestly don't know who's going to win in the end. Alibaba talked with them, but I don't know more. And Philips partnership. Okay, Philips is? Why isn't it listed here? Guess I could go to their blog. There it is. Seal will be listed on HitBTC. What's up, man? You didn't get out of IOTA yet? When will ETH and LTC ratio start coming back? I'm guessing when the Bitcoin show is over. When Bitcoin starts coming down, people will either exit the market or escape to alts. Well, not even down, just consolidation. And we see that today. Like Ether and Litecoin didn't go up today, but a lot of alts did. Like alts all across the board have been bleeding out because Bitcoin's been running the show lately. I feel like most of them have hit the bottom. Like even Ether is kind of bottomed out. For the last couple days. I mean, I don't even know if it's done. Like we saw that here too. It could go down further. But I'm hoping alts have bottomed out, but I'm not really holding my breath. People are leaving alts and going into Bitcoin because Bitcoin's running the show. Any good news today? Dash new low today. Really? Is Dash on Binance? Yeah, alright. Holy crap, yeah. No, technically it was lower here. On this huge market sell. 00024. Hey, we're at 028. Jeez. What a crazy market sell there. 0.06. Down to 0.000024. Partnership with Deloitte, who pitched Seal to 250 different brands and has helped introduce Seal to new clients. Oh, well, there you go. That's pretty huge. But no, yeah, man, I mean, typical news cycle, a lot of good news out there about adoption and just bull market news, but it's pure speculation. So who knows for sure. But yeah, Seal Network, that's pretty huge. Deloitte pitching it to a bunch of people. 10 ways Seal sets itself apart from the competition. That's a good article. Blockchain has already shown its potential to provide an immutable system that enhances supply chain management through the application of services like product tracking. Over the last couple of weeks, we have received a lot of questions about what differentiates our product from our competitors, which there are a lot. At Seal, we aim to connect brands and consumers while aspiring to stimulate the creation and protection of worthwhile products. Seal envisions a world in which genuine creation is valued. In order for society to stop the pollution of counterfeiting, a waterproof solution is needed. This is what we offer, and here are some of the reasons why Seal is unique. Yes, but as an investor, I want to see real investors putting their money instead of Tron and Mr. Sun. Yeah, that's true. Dynamic NFC chip. We use NXP's state-of-the-art dynamic NFC chip over static QR codes and RFID tags. NXP is the inventor of global leader of the production of NFC chips. It holds an 85% market share in the global smartphone transaction market. The chips we use are virtually impossible to crack in current day computing. Our chip has 3 layers of 128 AES, 128-bit AES encryption and additional safeguards. A chip's processing power, connectivity, networking, and sophistication is worthless unless it is covered by a security solution that provides proven end-to-end encryption across hardware and software. Our dynamic NFC chip changes state every single time it interacts, updating the correct key on the blockchain. So even if our chip got copied somehow, it would be out of sync on the blockchain, causing a visible tamper on the product. Seal chip, seal app, seal network. Full history of ownership. Products can essentially be claimed by an owner and registered on the blockchain by stating their ownership. At our meeting with ABN AMRO Bank Netherlands earlier this month, ABN AMRO showed their interest in this feature for their insurance anti-fraud team. Now it's possible to see the entire timeline of product ownership, making collectible items instantly valuable and recognizable. There is a great need for transparency in ownership. Intellectual property rights are just not enough to deal with infringement of intellectual property. We provide the brands with full tracking of their products in which they will be able to combat midnight shifting and parallel trades, as well as give them insights and analytics on the manufacturing and distribution of the products. And I just want to point out too that when I read about like anti-fraud and timeline of product ownership, so proving ownership on blockchains, which in essence just means you can tie a digital asset to a specific address. But to go beyond that, identity and blockchain for the future is just going to be insane in the sense that once everyone sees the light of identity and blockchain instead of identity in centralized databases, replicated information across everyone's networks, and credit scores in central companies that control all of the data flow and access. Once you like wrap your brain about how batshit crazy that model is and how blockchain can rescue us from that, and proving ownership and identity on a blockchain, it's just like the sky's the limit, man. Like that's why I personally am investing in identity blockchains. So what altcoin is best for that? That's the true question. And like I'm kind of hedging my bets and choosing a couple of the front runners of just my research is Ontology, obviously, and Civic. But there's so many of them out there, like The Key, and I mean there's tons of them. But that being said, whatever one or whatever few come out to win. Ooh, Quark Chain is firing some signals too. It'll be good for everyone ultimately. I don't care who wins. Like I hope I pick the winners, but I just want it to change. I just want blockchain and identity to take over first and foremost, beyond everything else. I'm sick of companies that have poor security practices leaking my data, and it's so like relevant to me right now, like going through this home buying process and like going through credit checks and freezing and unfreezing credit because of security leaks and data breaches and stupid things that big companies get away with without punishment. It's ridiculous. Anyway, ownership on the blockchain is going to be massive going forward once people really see the potential there. Yeah, making money with our data. Stupid. Incentivizing the adoption To hook into the former point, we have created a way to monetize products on the secondhand market. Secondhand market is our centerpiece of our proposition and is in fact much more ambiguous and much more prone to fraudsters than the primary market. We have the most powerful set of features and services for this market. Not only do we provide proof of authenticity on a product, we enable brands to keep earning money on their products after they've been sold over and over again. This works particularly well with collectible items that often trade hands. Right now, brands are paying millions of dollars to deal with the problem of counterfeiting. Our system provides brands with the tools to deal with counterfeiting while actually making money instead of paying money to protect their products. This is not only valuable to the brands, but also to society as a whole, since product lifecycle control is more important than ever. And I feel like they're just highlighting a lot of the benefits of just supply chain and blockchain. This isn't anything that sets them apart from the other supply chain blockchain competition. This is, besides the dynamic NFC chip, most of the others use RFID, and they mentioned that here. But beyond that, like history of ownership, that's on all the other ones. Incentivizing of adoption, that's in all the other ones. Currency of authenticity. I don't know how their model works, but our entire ecosystem relies on the seal token. With every transaction, a piece is burned, creating scarcity while adoption and demand increases. We aim to be the currency of authenticity. The currency is optimized for transacting consumer goods. Using seal to pay for products while directly claiming ownership provides both buyer and seller a guaranteed exchange of goods. With regular fiat transactions, there is no way to tell with certainty whether A, the product is genuine, and B, physical money/banknotes are not counterfeited. Seal tokens can be used to interact with products, to pay for services, utility, purchase products, medium of exchange, and to interact with BAPs, decentralized brand apps. BAPs are custom decentralized applications that enable brands to increase customer engagement and launch personalized loyalty campaigns. Wow, we got BAPs now? They're really just dApps, but they're brand apps. BAPs. Alright. Can have all sorts of new buzzwords in the blockchain age. So yeah, I mean, that seems like a good model use for the token, but that's true of the others too. Like once checks are made, they burn their tokens, creates scarcity and adoption and demand increases, and that's not new either. Doesn't set them apart. Stopping theft. Another problem we solve is theft. When buying items, it's not always known if the person selling it is the actual owner. Buying stolen items sold through a fence is actually punishable in certain countries. Let's say you want to buy a specific item and you meet with the person in question. His name is Larry. Yeah, I mean, this is another use case of just blockchain and verification of identity and ownership. Like, this isn't unique to them either. Kind of disappointed by this. I mean, it's good that they highlight why this is better than traditional, but they're saying that, like, 10 Ways Seal sets themselves apart from the competition. I was hoping it'd be competition of other blockchain projects doing this exact same thing, and it's not. It's just setting them apart from traditional industry practices. Oh my gosh. Oni, nice pull, man. I just saw that. BAPS, Black African Princesses. Dude, I remember that movie. Oh my gosh. That was Halle Berry's, like, huge breakout role. Way back in the day. Black African Princesses. So hilarious. Oh my gosh. That cracked me up. Membership, IACC, React, and EEA. We're the only blockchain technology company that is part of the International Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, USA based, and that may be why. I mean, most of the other huge blockchain or supply chain blockchain businesses are not in the US. Like, as far as I know, this is probably the biggest one. I don't know. Seal, like, I've not heard about it until you mentioned it, but well, I didn't think you would know the movie, dude. I know every movie. I know a lot of movies. I'm a huge movie buff. I don't know every movie, but I know a lot of them. You're a legit white guy. I am a legit white guy. Thank you for noticing. I've seen BAPS though. Come on. I'm an 80s baby. Yeah, I can't think of who was like big in the US in terms of supply chain blockchain projects, but it's good that we have one in the US, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, them saying that they're the only one in this is USA-based coalition. World's largest nonprofit organization devoted solely to protecting intellectual property and deterring counterfeiting. Among the members of the IACC, founder of React.org, advisory members, Max Blom Sr., founder of React.org, EU-based. React is the anti-counterfeiting network that spans 90 countries, 250 members, and then they're part of the EEA. So membership includes Fortune 500 companies, startups, academics, blockchain experts, and technology vendors. Yeah. Accessibility of ERC20. Seal token is an ERC20 token built on top of Ethereum that works in conjunction with NFC chips. Seal aims to be the authoritative platform. So they're not going to launch a mainnet? Are they planning on staying ERC20? They're not going to launch their own blockchain, I should say. Seal aims to be an authoritative platform that millions of people can count on when acquiring new or used products. Not that they need to. I mean, we've just seen a lot of the other competitors launch their own blockchain that they control. That's scalable, quote unquote. They just have different models for scalability. But that's the thing, though, is like you need to have a lot of transactions per second support for a supply chain blockchain. Like think about that for a second. Like how many products are exchanging hands, being scanned at any given time throughout the day across the world. Like if you want to be that global platform, you need to scale. Not to say that Ethereum can't scale because they have solutions in place, but that's why some others have chosen to launch their own blockchain, because Ethereum can't handle it at the moment. But they say right here, after carefully inspecting the blockchain landscape, we have chosen Ethereum to launch Seal. Vitalik Buterin's envisioned Ethereum roadmap includes sharding as a way to address the current scalability issues. So yeah, they've totally thought about that. On top of this, native smart contracting is an attractive reason to adopt Ethereum. Scalability of the blockchain is one of the main challenges for all active blockchains. Fortunately, our founders have extensive knowledge of the architecture of consensus algorithms and foresee possibilities to converge IoT and AI measures to increase the scalability of our blockchain. Of your blockchain? For the future, we plan to build our own blockchain. Oh, well, there you go. Yet at this moment, Ethereum offers a secure and accessible infrastructure for our utility token. We believe that using Ethereum is the best way to maximize our adoption rate. And I fully believe that is true. I agree with this paragraph. ETH will be a killer TXP in future. People forget the whole world working on BTC and ETH. No, yeah, that's the thing. Like dude, you don't need to tell me. Like I'm more bullish than anyone on Ethereum for the future. Like the money follows the development, and there's so much development happening on Ethereum. Like the EEA alone should make you extremely bullish on Ethereum. And development takes time. These markets react crazily up and down. Price fluctuates like crazy. But plain and simple, development takes time. And there's so much happening on Ethereum that once it all starts rolling out, which it does more and more every day, like no one's going to be able to keep up. All these people that are now, all these other blockchains that are launching now have to play catch up. And while they might be taking some developers away from Ethereum due to scalability issues now, people know that there are solutions coming out for the scalability issues in the future and are holding out hope for that on Ethereum. So while they're building for Ethereum, they're building their dApp, which takes time. They're hoping that the timing lines up and scalability will be a non-issue on Ethereum once that happens. But there are solutions in the interim for that right now, like Loom Network launching dApp chains, side chains essentially, for anyone trying to launch right now on Ethereum. So I'm not worried about Ethereum at all. It will continue to be most of my portfolio for the foreseeable future. So there's that. If you were smart, your blockchain would play mustard to get ahead of ETH while everyone else plays catch up. I was wondering where that was going. I like it, Sarix. Nice one. Smart. Too good. I love a good pun. Total PLC control. For the competitors, it's all about supply chain. For us, it's all about the relation between the brands and consumers. doesn't stop at point of sale. This is where it starts for us. For society, it is also of great importance to make the stream of products that we put into the physical world more visible. We have been able to control the life cycles of the products we create and by extension manage our footprint on natural resources. Our product analytics services make it possible to not only control product life cycles within the supply chain, but enable brands to have insight into customer netnography. What the hell is netnography? Even when the product is discontinued. Alright. I have never heard that word in my life. Is that a typo? Or is that a thing? Netnography is an online research method originating in ethnography, which is applied to understanding social interaction in contemporary digital communications contexts. Huh. Alright. Netnography. What about Ethereum Classic? Do I think it has a future? No, Ethereum has won the battle already. While I believe there was a time where the DAO split when Ethereum Classic split off, and the reasons it split off were legit. Like Cola Zero. Ethereum won the battle. Ethereum Classic may go up in the future, but Ethereum just has all the development. And that's not to say that people can't easily just switch to Ethereum Classic to offset scalability woes in the meantime, but if everyone's on Ethereum, the main chain Ethereum, that's where everyone else wants to be. So Ethereum Classic already lost the battle, but I mean, that's not to say that it can't go up in the future. I'm just saying that it's just like Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash. Like, I feel like Bitcoin has definitely won the battle. Bitcoin, it's only a matter of time before B-Trash succumbs and becomes worthless. Same with Ethereum Classic. Anyone know if it would be even at the slightest realistic chance to get access to a dead person's Binance funds? What? What? Are you asking for a friend? That's such a random question, Monk. I would guess that like if you're a family member and they went through KYC and they could provide I mean, because it's a centralized institution, it'd be like a bank at that point. Like you have to prove your relation to the deceased, provide a death certificate, say, hey, they're dead. They're not going to get access to these funds anymore. Can I cash out for them? Clip this statement somewhat. Dude, you can clip it. You don't know how to clip, Oni? Come on. I'm serious. My buddy got murdered in May. He was just registered with a mail address. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. You could try. I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, depending on how much he had in his Binance account. But if he's just a friend, I mean, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're gonna have to prove like you're a blood relative. I'm sure. Like you'd have to get his family to submit it, or you could submit it on their behalf or something. But yeah, sorry to hear about your friend. I remember you talking about that actually. Sorry to hear about that again. But yeah, it'd have to probably be a blood relative. Would have to reach out to Binance, say, hey, here's a death certificate. He's not going to get access to his funds. Can we withdraw his funds? And I mean, like I said, it's worth a shot, depending on how much he had in there. And you know, and think about the people who lost hard drives with Bitcoin on it. At the time, they didn't care. Years down the road, they are now caring a lot. So keep that in mind too. So it might just be worth it, regardless. Total product lifecycle control. Just remember this week he had around $2,000 on Binance from May, so it's like $1,000 now. I joke. Actually, we're right back around May levels, like at this point. I mean, it depends on when in May, obviously, but yeah, May was mostly red. But yeah, we crossed from 99.90 down to 73. So yeah, we're right back at those May levels almost. We're just heading the other way now. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll retest 99.90 and 10K soon. Soon. I mean, that took like a month to get all the way down. So it's probably going to take an equal amount of time to get all the way back up. And really, it was like all the way down here was 2 months, 3 months. May to June to July. So yeah, maybe a slow climb out. Maybe some outside factors will happen and pump the price or dump the price. Who knows? Who knows, really? I'm kind of digging this seal project, though. Honestly. They just had ICO. Like, just reading this blog post, like, I'm liking what I'm reading so far. I definitely want to research this more. We developed a working version of the product. Seal app's compatible with Android and iOS. Current features include authenticity checks, ownership transfers, and inventory management. Product is scheduled to be downloadable on the Google Play Store and Apple Store later this year. Business development team is actively engaging brands to onboard them out of the love for creation. So yeah, while their 10 reasons why what sets them apart are very loose. I'm off to bed. Sorry for the mood kill. No worries, Monk. Thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good night. I don't know. Just this one post kind of made me want to research it more. Because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I think blockchain and supply chain go hand in hand with each other. I've got a couple already that I've invested in blockchain supply chain scene. But I haven't bought into a US one yet. So I like the fact that they're part of the EEA and those anti-fraud alliances. The Deloitte thing made me kind of, pitched to 250 different brands and has helped introduce Seal to new clients. Deloitte's on board. You know it's going to be big. Waiting for ETH to BTC ratio retrace. Dude. I don't know. It's been a brutal month for ETH. On that ETH to BTC ratio. Ever since May 19. 0.085. We've been on a down. Looking back, this is the day you should have bought some Bitcoin with your Ether. I like the NXP partnership. We're waiting for after the dump on the markets. Right, yeah, I think that's a good idea, CJ. So wait till it hits markets. So they just announced them. Wait. This is May 26th. Oh, that was a while ago. So it's still not listed? Our main sale ends May 27th. If you haven't already participated, you can join here. Bottom on April 5th too. Yeah. Yeah, so like, yeah, so 0.053 was the bottom before. We're at 0.057 now. 0.056 was the low recently. So we might have a little ways to go. And I said that too, like before this even started really dumping at like 0.07. When we dipped below 0.07, I was like, all right, this could get bad. Like, are we going to go all the way back down to 0.053 again? And it's looking like we will before this is over. Hey, what's up, Summits? Yeah, 0.053 has been a good support level, really. But yeah, I mean, At this point, we're so near the bottom, like it's not even worth probably taking the risk of selling at this point. Unless we think it's going to break through that support and go lower. Because, don't get me wrong, we've definitely been lower. I've held some ether throughout this time, and that was some bad times. The 0.023 days, oh god. Those ones hurt. So look at this one. June 11th last year, 0.174. And then just the bleed out all year. All year to 0.023 in December when we bottomed out. That's when Bitcoin went crazy that day and we hit the low. And then Ether went crazy. Yep. 0.0122 or 0.122. So yeah, this was my bread and butter last year though, was trading the BTC market, ups and downs there. I'm taking a huge risk. What are you doing, Oni? What are you doing? What's your play? Found this one too. Seal and Deloitte to work with EU Counterfeit Commission. We will see. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for letting me know about this one. I'm going to add this to my list to research some more. Do a deep dive into. You're gonna sell Bitcoin into ETH as it goes down? Or selling what into ETH? Like you're just gonna buy Ether as it goes down in ratio in hopes that it turns around? Then sell back for BC when they're... Oh, I mean, that's the... Like I said, that's what I did all last year. You can make good Satoshis that way. Trading back and forth between Ether and BTC. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it there for the day, boys and girls. I have to return a bunch of phone calls. I was getting spam messages this morning, so mo Satoshis, mo problems. More problems. But it will take months. Oh yeah, that's why I like it though, because it's not a daily thing. You can it's more of like a couple months buy in and out. You think, oh, I think Ether's kind of topped off here. I think I'll trade it for some BTC. You wait for BTC to do its thing and ETH the bottom, then you buy back into Ether. It's much more manageable. Don't have to day trade at all. You still have to watch the markets, but don't need to make trades until you really feel like we bottomed and topped. It's nice. But more problems like Riblet. Alright guys. Have a great evening. See where we go from here. Probably just more consolidation. Good luck on those markets, though. I will catch you guys tomorrow for more crypto chattage. Alright, guys. Peace.